Me? Yeah, can y'all hear me? Yeah, can you all hear me? And also let me know how the audio is, if it's too low, too low, etc. And if the echo, I mean, if there's any noise leveling or echo, yeah, or if there's echo or anything. Anyways, so I'm just gonna set this up so it doesn't lower. All right, yeah. Yeah, so can you all hear me? Okay, he says yes. Okay, yeah. So Benefactor, he's setting up stuff in the lab. Yeah, sorry for that. We had some technical issues, and he also had to work today as well. So, anyways, he's setting up stuff in the lab, so he'll be ready in 5-10 minutes, and that's when he'll do stuff. Okay, I'll lower this a bit, maybe. Okay, this is right here. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, seems normal levels, epic stuff, and yeah. So I'll just be doing I'll introduce him and so on, and play the trailer, and once he's ready for once his lab is ready, shows up properly. Yeah.
I'm not getting any live feed on my end though.
Really? Did it not connect? Okay, I thought I
Yeah, it
had.
might not have connected my channel. If it didn't, don't worry about it.
Oh well. Oh well.
I'll be right back though.
It's gone. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, what just happened? I added yours, and then now it's gone, and then pump funds. But I thought I got rid of this one. Okay, so somehow it kicked you out. Yeah. So I don't know what happened because I.
Cookies.
Oh yeah. Or unless there's six. Yeah. Unless there's. I think there's six max. Okay. So I thought I got rid of this one. What I could do if you want. Yeah, but I will cancel mine. So apparently you can't add to the stream after the fact. So it's just brutal. Okay, yeah. So my Prism Launch Studio, I don't know what happened, but it looks like it added an old one that I removed, and it removed yours. Just brutal. Okay, so yeah, apologies for that. Okay, so anyways, um, yeah, so I kind of messed up his thing. Yeah, well, it's this thing right here. I thought I got rid of. Oh, fun. Okay, YouTube's currently not receiving.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't even worry about it because we'll just do another one because I'm gonna continue to come on the show and
Yeah.
do these experiments.
Yeah. Well, I'll be.
Tonight,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I
Okay.
was trying to run the Wattman reduction
Mm-hmm.
and I was having some issues. So I might be missing a step. It's been a minute since I've, done any experimentation with the coils. So if you give me a few minutes, I'll be in the background, doing stuff. But we'll do like a rehash of some of the discoveries with the Lightning Thief. I can also demo the Lightning Thief as well. But in terms
Mm-hmm.
of the Wattman reduction, I was going to show you the monopole as well. That those two experiments using the same system, the mini amp, it's something I hooked it up wrong or something. So I'm going to have to figure out what I did wrong. But we'll go into a quick recap and I'll show you some stuff with the Lightning Thief for sure.
All right, sounds good. And yeah, and also I'll be recording the stream so I can send you that if you want to re-upload on your channel and so
Oh,
on.
cool.
Yeah, so no worries about that. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Again, I think it just gets my Prism Latch 6 total, and somehow it added one that I removed and replaced yours for some reason. All right. Yeah, yeah. So when yeah. Well, once you're ready, let me know. I'll be just introducing your stuff and going over some bunch of random stuff. All right, guys. Yeah, so you heard it from Benefactor himself, and can you guys hear him fine as well? Let me know how his audio was, if there's echo or not. And yeah, so anyways, guys, we're back on here, and he's gonna be joining periodically to demonstrate stuff, free energy stuff, and some experiments, and so on. Just because yeah, so my goal is again produce a practical free energy slash anti-gravity device by 2030, and this is one way to force myself to learn all this jazz. Okay, so here's the link to the links, guys. Link to the notes and so on. I'll put it there, and then okay, so we have Rumble here. Zayat has and then okay, epic stuff there. Can hear me fine, and see if there's any other messages. I'll only put messages. Only send messages on the ones that I received. 1 second. I'm just gonna fix up the. Okay, I'll put this on the side like this. This will just be a side thingy. All right. Anyways, so we're back on. And yeah, so if you guys haven't already seen the notes, but I'll play the trailer as well, and so on, and we'll go over some notes and so on. Also, today's well, tomorrow is John Hutchison's birthday, but today's Patrick Bet David's birthday. The distant voyage. Anyways, guys, so MES livestream 113, beneficent TV. I'm like the worst pronouncing this. 1 second. Yeah, beneficence. Oh, I'm like ESL. This is me back in high school all over again. Beneficence TV demonstrates Vortex Coil experiments live. Okay, so Benefactor from Beneficence TV joins the show again, this time to give live demonstrations of his amazing Vortex Coils, which may have some energy, may have some energy over unity effects. And yeah, so there is that. I'll play the trailer. Oh, Mystic Bazaar's in the house. Let's go, Mystic. All right, so yeah, for those just joining, Benefactor, he's in the lab setting up. He had work today, so yeah, he's doing it right now. So basically, behind the scenes, he's setting up. Once it's ready, he'll pop in back in. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna click on here and play the trailer and see what happens. Okay, let's play the trailer. And let me know if there's audio, if it's hearing itself. And let me know if there's echo here. Okay, so it doesn't show any Windows Teams. Okay, that's because I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm gonna do this here. Sounds on. Yeah, so what I'll do is
you might have heard a Joule Thief circuit hum to you before, but have you ever heard a Joule Thief circuit actually sing to you? This is energy recycling. 15.5 hours of continuous power compared to just 2.5 hours off of a standard inverter. While this traditional inverter already maxes out at 88.5% efficiency, we're breaking every limit with my Vortex Coil system. This standard DC to AC inverter will only run for 2.5 hours on 12.2 watt hours of energy. But my system provides energy for a whopping 15.5 hours off of the same 12.2 watt hours. That's over 6 times more efficient. Not only that, the system will keep powering my lights well past 12 volts on the battery. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a new industrial revolution. This is the energy of the future, and you are powering it. Imagine a world where energy is infinite, where the power to fuel our lives doesn't come from burning the past, but from harnessing the future. This is the breakthrough that changes everything. 0-point energy, the power of the universe itself, unlocked, and you are the reason it is possible. While the world sleeps, you're awake. While others talk, we are building. This isn't just technology, it's a revolution. And it's happening right now, powered by you. So thank you so much for joining me here on Beneficence TV and supporting our goals in open sourcing 0-point energy technology and disseminating all forms of forbidden knowledge. Changing the system, treat it like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brilliance is his boy. Benefactor boy, can't you hear his voice?
Right, epic stuff there. Yeah, so that's quite amazing, and I do want to get my hands.
12.2.
I want to get my hands on one of these coils right here. This is an absolute, like, imagine this magical coils there. These Vortex coil. Okay, yeah. Rodin metric sets. What is the amps of that box against amps from your system? Okay, I'll add that question when he's pops back in. All right, so I'll add that soon. Once he's back in. Yeah, so I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go inverter, AC, DC inverter. I'm gonna go and quickly, what I'll say is, and yeah, it's an AC DC inverter converts alternating current AC to direct current DC. It's commonly used in power supplies. All right, yeah, so it's basically, whoops, I can't get that anymore. Power inverter. So power inverter, electronic device that changes direct current to alternating current AC. The resulting frequency, AC frequency obtained depends on the particular device employed. Oh, so this converts direct current to AC, or yeah, that's an inverter. Okay, so it goes from DC to AC. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly we're gonna do some research on his on these figures, and then we'll ask Grok what this means. So I'm gonna go as in Leo. I'll just summarize this. Whoops. Why is this not doing that anymore? Okay. Uses in Leo. What just happened? In Leo. Thread just slowed up. Like, okay, now we can't even use the website. Is the internet down or something? Okay, I'm gonna go and yeah, we're gonna go and listen to this. I think there should be an Ask AI setup here. Okay, they don't have Ask AI. Why? Yeah, so I don't know what just happened. Anyways, so I'm gonna read the text right here, see what the transcript, and then basically we're gonna add this. We're gonna ask Grok the numbers here. Okay, so right here, continuous power going down over standard inverter, while this traditional inverter will run for 2.5 hours, 12 and on 12 point. Okay, but provides 15.5 off the same 12 point. Okay, that's an interesting one. So you provides the same, so 15.5 hours off the same 12.2 watt hours. Okay, but then how does that work? That's over 6 times more efficient. All right. Yeah, so anyways, I want to ask Grok that. See if I can ask it right now. Summarize this YouTube video. Okay, let's see if it will do that. Let's see if it has a summarize button. They should have a transcript summary. Yeah, because I don't know why in Leo is not working anymore. It was literally working earlier today. Okay. Okay, so string card. Anyways, so Grok's gonna summarize it. Then I want to ask it to basically compare. Okay, there it did it already. Trailer hypes an upcoming live stream. How does he even know that? Trailer opens with a captivating hook. You might have heard about a jewel thief circuit. Okay, so it actually knows the lyrics. Inverter runs. Okay, oh, this is actually quite ridiculous. How is Grok doing this? All right. Okay, so inverter. Make a table of the claims for the Vortex system. VS and normal inverter. Okay, so we're getting a table right here. So this is Grok's literally watching for you. We'll just use this transcript. Okay, stops at 12 volts, sustains, enables infinite energy via 0 point energy, claimed advantage. Okay, so okay, explain. Okay, make a table explaining exactly what is going on via between the inverter vs Vortex Coil system. Okay, what could be the reason for the difference? Okay, so we're going over some while he's getting his stuff set up, we're just basically trying to wrap our head around. Okay, so basically make a table. I like tables for everything just because it's you can see left and right. I think I'm used to Excel files. So standard runtime 2.5 hours, efficiency. Okay. So somehow it's running on 15.5 hours. So the thing is, well, that's pretty wild, and that's like, again, these are pretty big claims. But even though it's like a small thingy, but can you like use it to power something huge, like, or just something like a stove oven to take outside? So that's the thing. I'm like, or a computer. Okay, appears to be a custom. Okay. Reason for difference: pseudo-scientific. No, this is the Vortex math. Okay, so it's using the well, this is good math one. Apparently, yeah, this guy was a debunker. But nonetheless, I do think the large Vortex area, like the large volume, definitely approximately that. Okay, so approximately 2.5 hours versus that. So likely due to the Jewel Thief's ability to extract. See what it says here. Okay, I'll hide this. It still covers up like what's. So energy recycling, no recycling. Okay, this is a Vortex Coil system. So So okay, so basically the singing is likely. I'm gonna read the whole thing. It's pretty epic. So basic function: standard DC to AC inverter. So the standard one converts DC power from a battery to AC power for running loads, typically with a cutoff voltage around 12 volts to prevent battery damage. Vortex Coil appears to be a custom setup involving a Rodin coil or toroidal coil based on vortex mathematics combined with a joule thief circuit claimed to convert and quote recycle energy for extended operation. The Vortex system incorporates yes pseudoscientific elements like vortex-based math. This is mainstream setup here, which is not recognized in mainstream physics and often associated with over unity claims. The joule thief allows boosting low voltages and okay, so you still anyways, and then runtime on 12.2 watt hours input. Approximately 2.5 hours at 88.5% efficiency, stopping when the battery voltage drops to 12 volts. So it stops when it reaches 12 volts. It doesn't want to go below that. Operation approximately 15.5 hours, over 6 times longer, sustaining output even below 12 volts. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's using a joule thief. It's go below. These ones apparently they stop right when it's 12 volts. Likely due to the joule thief's ability to extract residual energy from dead batteries by oscillating and boosting voltage rather than true efficiency gains. So it does oscillating and boosting voltage. Standard inverters have protective cutoffs. Removing or bypassing these allows longer runtimes but risks a battery over discharge. So that's one thing. No evidence of actual energy creation. So that's one thing to compare. Yeah. So I didn't realize that. So there's a cutoff there. So I want to see what his thoughts are on that. So efficiency claim 88.5 converts most input energy to output with losses as heat. Implied to be significantly higher, over 500% via recycling, tapping into 0 point energy. This mainstream, they're calling it pseudoscience. Vortex Rodin coils are based on numerology and do not produce over unity tests. Tests show standard induction behavior. Differences may stem from measurement errors, unequal loads, or unaccounted for inputs and demos. But the cutoff one, just to see what the cutoff is, because these are not designed, apparently, unless that one is different. So energy recycling, no recycling energy flows one way from battery to load with irreversible losses. Claims to, quote, recycle energy through coil oscillations producing audible singing tones and drawing from the ether or 0 point energy. The singing is likely the audible oscillation of the joule thief circuit. I'll make this a bit bigger. Yeah, likely the audible oscillation of the joule thief circuits. High frequency switching causes humming. So yeah, basically switching back and forth. 0 point energy claims are no, well, they're real. And they do violate mainstream conservation laws. Any procedures?
Most joule thief circuits will hum the
Okay.
actual circuit, but under the right circumstances, this system, the light source will actually start humming itself, which is kind of unusual for some setups like this.
Okay, epic stuff. Yeah, so I'm just reading the Grok summary of your video. Made a table of that singing one. So let me know when you're ready. I'm just reading out. I can show you my screen if you want as well, just so we are on the same page.
Yeah, so give me like another like 3 minutes, but unfortunately I won't be able to do the monopole and the production. I think I like kind of damaged my stereo amp. I think that's why it's like not getting to the wattage that it needs to be. So in order to detect any kind of pole, you have to turn the volume up, or the gain, or the energy has to be a certain level, right, at a certain threshold to detect it. Otherwise you can't detect it. So I'm going to try at some point during this live stream to go in my closet and find my old like big stereo amp.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I have one that still works that I haven't blown out yet.
All right. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, and if I can find that one, then then we can try the monopole test and the Wattman reduction. But unfortunately, I think I damaged the board or something, because it's.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we can still show you the lightning thief and go over all your guys' questions and.
Yeah, no worries. There's one question here. Rotary Matrix asks, "What is the amps of that box?" I think, is that the inverter or against the amps from your system? Yeah, so the inverter versus your system in the musical, the video, the trailer.
So the amperage is really low. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it's less than an amp.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the milliamp range.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
I want to say like a couple hundred milliamps, and 250.
That's your system. And what's the other one? So basically, he's asking what's the amps of the box of the inverter versus yours. What's the difference?
So the inverter, I can imagine. I didn't measure the amperage for the inverter, but or if I did, I have it written down somewhere, and I don't know it off the top of my head. But so I can imagine the amperage is going to be a lot more, because it's a little bit less. You know, it's producing heat, it's less efficient. So yeah, I can imagine the amperage is going to be a little bit higher. I could measure that at some point. I might be able to do that tonight. If we can't get this other test running, we'll run a couple other tests, you know, that I have on the back burner.
All right. Yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah. So that's yeah. Basically, yeah. That's what he said. And he says, "What is the voltage needs for the lamp you're using?" Okay, that's another question. Rotary's asking. But yeah, so we can yeah, you can take your time, or you want to answer it now or later. Up to you.
What was the question?
Yeah, what is the voltage needed for the lamps you're using? It's the same guy, Rotary Matrix asking.
So the lumen lamp or the lightning thief
Well,
40-watt panel?
Okay, 40-watt panel. Okay, and then because I was showing the trailer, but
yeah, up at the top on the wall behind me, that's the 40-watt panel for the lightning.
There it is.
The little tiny, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So that's he's asking for the voltage of that.
Or just he says for the lamps you're using. I'm not sure which ones he's discussing, but we can.
So it's a 40-watt requirement running at around 10 to 11% brightness.
Okay, yeah, no, he's talking about light bulbs. Okay, light bulbs. I think that's those bulbs.
They're LEDs. They're not bulbs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're LEDs.
Okay, there's LEDs. And the other thing I have a question is because I was reading the Grok stuff, so that they said that the inverters typically have the cutoffs that they add in, so that if it's under 12 volts, they just don't work on like by design. Did you account for that? Because apparently, according to Grok says.
Absolutely, and that's probably why we're having a problem with the Wattman reduction and the monopole test here that I was trying to, you know, test out before the live stream. I couldn't get it working. I'm like, oh, I think I was using and I looked at the video. I think I was using the old big stereo amp board, or stereo amp receiver that I had instead of the mini board, which produces a lot more output. So you're absolutely right. There was a theory that Michel Morel and I had that there was some kind of threshold for voltage before, you know, you'll see some of those unique effects, especially the ozone production.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I was just asking about that because the trailer, it was your music video, or no, the music of the, what is it called again? Yeah, music of the spheres.
Yes.
Yeah. So Grok basically saying that because you were, your system ran for 15.5 hours, and then it's sustaining output even below 12 volts. But then, but they're saying that the inverter cuts off at 12. So have you compared when it's only? It does. 12?
Yes. No. That's exactly right. That's why the system, it's able to last a little bit longer. So this is aside from that, you know, 12.2 watt hours test. So we're comparing the inverter under 12.2 watt hours versus the Rodin coil system or the ABHA coil, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. And on top of that, it'll keep on going past 12 volts where the inverter will cut off around 12, 11.5, something like that, where this system will squeeze it to its absolute limit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just to confirm, basically, that's an extra point you added. It wasn't so 15.
That's an extra, yes, that's on top of the extra gain, but I ran the test a couple of times, and so the average is about 3.5 hours, not 2.5 hours for the inverter.
Okay.
And it is actually around 74 to 75% efficiency, not 88. So those are the actual more accurate numbers for the inverter. In terms of the system, those numbers are accurate for the Lightning Thief system.
Okay, yeah. So the 15.5 hours again. I just want to double confirm. So 15.5 hours.
Because when you run these tests, you're going to have a little bit of variation. So I did get it to last about 3.5 hours. Before it cut off.
So So basically, and then what I was trying to say is, so that 15.5 hours, that's when it's above 12 volts, not did you?
Yes, that's when it's above 12 volts. So we're basically taking, what I was doing was, I believe I was like starting at 12.6 volts and going down 12.2 watt hours. So it's you know, again, that's really hard to kind of measure this kind of energy because it's, you know, the traditional ways of measuring energy, they don't work, right? Especially when you're dealing with a resonant system, just the act of measuring it can screw up the resonant balance of the components, right? So you want to keep that in mind, and you have to, you know, kind of do little workarounds to see, you know, oh, what are we actually looking at here in terms of efficiency? We can't actually say what the actual efficiency is, but we can compare it to something that we know what the efficiency is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no,
it's six
definitely.
times more efficient than a 75% efficient inverter. I think that's a good starting point. You know, it's not, I'm not claiming it's over unity, but we do have indicators that it is getting a little bit more output, or it is utilizing that back EMF in a way that most systems will not.
Okay, yeah. So here's what Grok says. I said update the it was 6 times longer above the 12 volts. So it says if true, this implies the Vortex system either uses significantly less power or has an additional energy input not disclosed. Joule thief circuits can't sustain such output above 12 volts for this duration without violating energy conservation, suggesting measurement errors or external power or ether power. All right, yeah. So that's another thing. And the power to input power, how would that be? So it uses much less power.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that's the theory.
yeah.
So what you have, so think about it this way: we're not violating, and this is just a theory. This is my theory, how the system is working, but we're not violating any laws, right? We're satisfying Ohm's law first of all because we're getting the DC, we're measuring the DC in and the DC out, and it is getting lost there. But
Okay.
we're also accounting for the back EMF, which is producing an AC, a pulsed AC component between the two, right? So we have an extra energy input from the back EMF, and that's your extra energy input.
Okay, now I'm trying to wrap my head around because you said that so the DC, because DC goes in, and what do you mean by DC out? Isn't DC being converted to AC? So what do you mean by
So you
lost?
can rectify it
Oh,
into DC to measure.
so you
right?
make the AC back to DC and it's less than the actual input. Is that what you mean?
When I've measured it, yes, I've done it that way. But again, it kind of screws up the balance of the system, and it might not be accurate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
understand. Yeah.
normally, normally in a system like this, like, and I've heard this from colleagues, you know, Mike from Faraday Research, you know, and others have suggested, you know, just rectify, you know, put the extra energy into a rectifier and, you know, put it into something. But, you know, I've tried that, and I've tried it so many different ways and so many different types of, you know, ways you can do it. And what I've seen is it just screws up all of the balance in the system, and it doesn't output anything significant. You know, like
Okay.
I could get it like high voltage, but in terms of the amperage, it's not converting any of that potential into actual amperage. It's just, my theory is it's destroying the act of rectifying it because you're forcing it into a DC signal at that point, and you're destroying the synergy between the back EMF and the forward, creating that synthetic pulsed AC, right?
Yeah, no, I
And with
definitely
the back
understand.
EMF,
Yeah.
the role the back EMF plays isn't to violate any laws. It's to add in extra energy that's normally wasted, where Ohm's law is, you know, normally wasting some energy with the DC. It's putting in extra energy to replace that, basically.
So that's one thing I want to.
So it may or may not be over unity. It may be like 99.9% efficient. It might be 101% efficient. We really don't know yet at this point.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point. But regardless, which law, if it's violating or not, well, according to mainstream, you have to ask. According to mainstream, it is violating. That's the thing, and according to mainstream.
According to mainstream science, yes, but there is a paper I can show you, and I'll send it to you in the chat. It's some scientists did an actual study of the Rodin coil, the similar coil that we have with the same winding, and they empirically got 101% output. It wasn't a lot. It was very, very minute, but they didn't have the same type of configuration we're dealing with here either. But at the same time, in their testing, they empirically got a tiny bit out more than they put in to the system.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm gonna find the paper for you right now. It's a really interesting read. It's got all the numbers, all the math, all the breakdown, something that you could really wrap your head around, you know?
No, I agree. Again, my view is again, if this is real, it does defy mainstream physics. But again, it might not defy the actual laws because the mainstream physics don't actually. Sometimes they literally just ignore whatever their own laws, and then just go pretend like whatever the mainstream. Yeah. So, but anyway, send me the paper. And another thing is if you can, I want to ask. So I want to ask how Grok would analyze your theory that it's. So you're saying that it's utilizing. I'll say the inventor says. The Vortex system is basically you're basically what was it? Can you like simplify in one sentence?
We're
resonating the back EMF and forward EMF.
So yeah, we're using resonance, timing, and geometry of the coil.
Okay, it's using. I'm gonna type it out. Geometry, yeah, timing and how are you doing the timing? That's what the input that you're. Yeah, so how are you getting the timing and the resonance? Because I know you have the geometry of the coil, and then you have the.
So the timing and the resonance is created all in the Joule Thief circuit. So those two are, think of those two as the circuit.
Okay, so I'm gonna say using resonance and timing via the Joule. Okay, I'm starting to wrap my head around all this circuit. And the geometry of the vortex coil. And then go on.
To substitute the loss of pulsed DC.
Loss of pulsed DC. Yeah.
By creating a synthetic AC signal between the forward and back EMF.
AC signal. The forward. Okay, I think and backward EMF. Yeah, I think I'm wrapping my head around this because you mentioned this in your paper as well. In your guide, which I'm almost done adding to the Hive blockchain. So that phase 2 guide. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say this right here. Okay, there's a paper you sent.
So this paper is the optimization of energy using Vortex Coil technology. It's an amazing read. I believe it has been peer reviewed, but I'm not positive on that.
Yeah, but again, a lot of these papers, it's like unless you do the experiment yourself, even if it's mainstream,
right.
Yeah, it's just the way they are, just the way the stuff is.
But
yeah, but the thing is, I agree. I tend to agree with you. Definitely something's up with it, especially because I have some conspiratorial views on Marco Rodin. He's kind of like a gatekeeper.
I have mixed views on Rodin, but at the end of the day, he's brought the subject to the limelight, which, it needed to get some exposure.
No, I agree. That's why I'm saying the gatekeeping. So it's like then he.
Yeah.
Then he.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's kind of what I mean, because I'm like, okay, there's something definitely here. He's a Baha'i faith somewhere. This is next level. Yeah, this is interesting. It looks like they're using actually. Okay, when did I do my this is 223. Okay, yeah. So I'll read the this paper highlights here. And then,
this is fairly recent. It's
2023.
Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Because it just goes to show you that there are multiple people who have achieved, remarkable things with these coils that aren't really being talked about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the only one. These guys aren't the only one. Daniel Nunez wasn't the only one.
Oh, they copied my it's okay. So they actually. I can 100% guarantee they saw my video because some of the stuff that they.
Oh yeah.
Well, because it's 2023. And my video was like I think 2020, and one of my thumbnail is literally their figure. It's pretty much their figure 3. Like that's the discovery I pretty much made, or like semi-made. I just made it super, I just gotta wrap my head around. I forgot what I even did, but there's a multiplication series under figure 3 at the bottom, page 151. That's pretty much that's like my thumbnail, but my thumbnail is next level though.
Huh.
Yeah, so
well, that's cool.
Well, yeah, because I think I have the most detailed, and I probably have the only detailed one. And there's another YouTuber, like a big one. He pretty much copied all my stuff, but never gave me a reference. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had people do that before. Seriously, it really sucks when people do that. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
Just give you a shout out.
Yeah. So there's my thumbnail. This is my thumbnail. Again, my paper. Well, the thing is from what year was this? Okay, August 3rd, 2020. Yeah, so they and the thumbnail. This thumbnail. And again, I actually forgot what I even did. But the paper here, I just know that it's mine. Because they're trying to explain it, and they have figure 3 right here. I'm not sure if you can see my screen. Why can't I just download it? Okay, there it is. This one right here. This is my pretty much semi-discovery. This part right here, where you can go backwards, forwards. Yeah, it's basically you can go backwards or forwards on each one of these. But again, I'm gonna have to upload these shorter seconds because it's 10 hours. I need to watch this all over again. This is like I literally forgot what I even did. Okay, so how does this go here? 9, 8. Okay, I need to redo that again. Anyways, we can go. Yeah, so I sent the grok there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I said the inventor says the vortex system is using resonance and timing via the Joule circuits and geometry of the vortex coil to substitute the loss of pulse DC by creating a synthetic signal. And also, what I'm going to say is the inventor is trustworthy, and there is no extra.
Yeah, there's no
input.
secret. I've open sourced everything.
Yeah, all of his stuff is open source. So don't state there are extra possible extra inputs. Possible deceptive motives. Yeah, basically, but I just want to get it to basically think outside the box, because a lot of times mainstream stuff they just say it's fake and whatnot. Okay, Rory Matrix says,
Look, it would take me more energy to fake this than to just listen to what Daniel Nunes said and recreate what he did. You know, at the end of the day, really, it's so simple what he did.
No, definitely. Because again, I've seen enough about Vortex Coils that definitely something's there. Definitely. Yeah. I'm just asking Grok because the way Grok is, it's like that Grok or ChatGPT. They all have a mainstream bias. Basically, mainstream is right.
So yeah,
everyone else is wrong.
I assume it has some kind of bias. I've never really been able to interact with Grok because I deleted my Twitter account.
Okay, because you can actually sign in with, well, if you go to grok.com, I'm not even using Twitter, I'm using grok.com. I used to use it on the Twitter one, but
Oh, really? Oh, neat. I didn't know that.
so you can even make a non-Twitter account to run it, but I haven't connected my Twitter because I pay for the verification, just because Twitter's like they lower your reach if you don't have it. But also you can upload like 3-hour videos and whatnot. Like I put the live streams on there as well. But yeah, but the cool thing is you can go grok.com. Yeah, so and apparently grok.com, it's better for non-social like thingies because the Twitter one, it's like it has all the Twitter data in. So sometimes you want to search something, and it brings up like a tweet, but the tweets aren't always that accurate. This one is more
Well,
based,
I'm curious to hear what Grok has to say about the theory because I'm kind of like self-conscious. So I've like gone to different AIs and tried to ask it questions and said, hey, could this be this and not what I'm thinking, and try to go at it at every different angle. And all the AIs that I've interacted with tell me that I might be onto something, but you never know. So I'm really interested in hearing what Grok has to say.
Yeah, definitely. But also, I found about AI, it's like if you massage it enough, it will agree with anything you say. So basically, you got to make it.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why you always double check, and you don't like use one AI. Like if you have a serious question like that, I would use multiple AIs. Like as a fail safe almost. You got a QA and a QC.
Yeah, definitely. But even then, it's like they need to. If I'm publishing anything that's related, if I got it in from AI, I need to validate it either.
Well,
with
yeah,
my
if
own
you're
experiment.
publishing something, that's a different story.
Well, what I call when I publish on my videos, that's to me that's like basically what I do is I either double check what's the actual source, like how is it coming to the reasoning, or double check the math, or experiment myself. But you can deduce things
when you're using AI. It's a good rule of thumb just to tell it, give me a printout of all the sources of information that you pulled, and that's a good way of like double checking it. Okay, so it got this here because I've caught it multiple times, like just flat out lying, and I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah,
and it's weird. It's almost like it doesn't happen like every time, but sometimes it gets into these weird moods almost where like it's just lying to you like
Yeah.
straight up like the whole time.
Well, yeah, they call it AI hallucinations. Basically, it's actually a term for it.
Really?
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, there's
That's crazy.
different. Basically, there's different tests where they try to minimize AI hallucinations, because it's supposed to give an answer. So like when you ask it things, even if it doesn't know, it's got to pull something out and give an answer. It's kind of like yeah. So that's kind of what I mean.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always assumed if we create synthetic life that we're eventually going to give it synthetic mental disabilities and stuff like stress.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, it,
So
definitely.
who
Definitely.
knows?
Yeah, there's a thing
If
called
it's
hallucination.
sentient, it could be under stress.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a thing called AI hallucinations. So there's artificial intelligence. There's a whole wiki on it. Field of artificial intelligence, hallucination or artificial hallucination, also called bullshitting. Confabulation or delusion is a response to AI that contains false or misleading information presented as fact. Yeah, and also Stephen F says you need to get it to accept a counterfactual or speculative frame, or explicitly tell it to assume negative value to mainstream sources. Yeah, definitely. But also I just tell it sometimes just don't give me any disclaimers or whatnot. And then, okay, another part is yeah. So Rodin is asking, so is it like a capacitor, like storage and discharge? Does it get coils pull energy from the household electrical circuits in residual energy? Basically, can the coil still run in the middle of a field? Just wondering if it's picking up the Faraday cage. Oh, so you're saying yeah.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. We don't know. I know it is a strong capacitor. You know that these coils act as a capacitor and an inductor. So like the fact that I pick up a strong EMF field like hours after the coil's been shut off is indicative to me that yeah, for sure. It's definitely a capacitor of some sort. It's storing, and it might even be gathering information from the atmosphere or the environment somehow on top of what it's doing in the system. I don't know. At this point, though, we do know that I've measured a strong EMF field induced by a coil that hasn't been used, just sitting next to the coil that was
Oh
used.
wow. Okay.
So yeah,
This reminds me
it's
of
like
yeah.
insane how sensitive these coils are.
Yeah, this reminds me of this is have you heard the person Wilhelm Reich, the one who was he basically calls ether the Orgone energy. Have you heard about that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like the Orgone energy accumulator. So apparently yeah, that's something I want to test out. Like if you have you can literally gain energy just by having like a box of alternating sheets of like organic and then and then metal. So basically you have a metal like steel or aluminum, and then another layer of organic like fabric or whatnot, and then make multiple, like a bunch of these layers, and somehow it can direct all the ether energy or the Orgone energy into the center. and
I mean, listen,
yeah.
that's basically how we make capacitors already. You're just refining the method, right? Remember my analogy of the the way of thinking about how geometry plays in, right? You take a wire, you put a signal through it. It doesn't produce a detectable magnetic field. Yeah, it's there. It's sure the magnetic field's there, but it's not really detectable until you twist it into that coil shape. So what's the variable there? The geometry.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So it's not that out of the realm of possibility to say, hey, that might not be the most accurate geometry, right?
No, definitely. That's why again, that's why I'm leaning towards the Vortex, just because I'm like, yeah, because especially when you have a water and just swirl around. Like have you ever done that experiment where you have a big pop bottle and spin it? It just creates a vortex, like when it's has a hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And Marco Rodin actually did that demonstration in one of his like 1990s lectures.
Really, Marco doing science? That's new.
Yeah.
He's usually a theorist.
No, yeah, but he had that. I think I don't know. I think he just talked about it. I don't know if he showed it, but he had that bottle there. But yeah, but you've seen that one before, haven't you? Like I actually make all my.
I don't think so.
I have my water. I do that all the time. Let's say, let's go. Water bottle vortex experiment, or I'll say a pop bottle. Yeah, this one right here. Create a inside a bottle science experiment. Yeah, you just get 2 bottles and then, or one of them, or yeah. I actually have one.
Step 2. Attach the cap.
I just add a cap to it. All you add is connect 2 together, And what interesting, I actually make water like when I put it through the filter. I have a magnetic thingy, and then I also do this. So do you see that right here? All you do is just spin it. So if you go back to where you started, all you do is shake it or spin it, and then all of a sudden it just does a vortex. Yeah. So that's that. All right, yeah. So that goes in. Anyways, yeah. So you can go back to your work if you want to finish your setup there. I'm just reading. Basically, it's agreeing that the timing. So basically, it effectively recycles energy internally, sustains voltage, and so on. So explanation based on inventor's description. Yeah, basically you're doing that, but is it any over unity? Okay. Would this be considered over unity or just highly efficient? Okay. Yeah. Because the thing is, even if you're 99% efficient, that could explain why it's just a difference in hours. Okay, higher output or efficiency. Okay. Okay, so energy calculation, yeah, so it's saying that if your numbers are true, that's a 550% over unity. Okay, so it is over unity if you're right. So if the system is not truly over unity, the extended runtime could result from extreme efficiency and energy utilization. For example, the Joule Thief is known for extracting maximum energy from batteries but boosting low voltages. Okay, but the thing is, Vortex might reduce losses, heat eddy currents by optimizing that. However, sustaining 15.5 hours above 12 volts with a 4.32 watt load still implies an output far exceeding the input, making it a high efficiency alone insufficient to explain. Okay, the singing tones. Okay, to be the Joule Thief.
Switched. I don't know why it did that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. Basically.
Okay, so sorry about that. My microphone switched, but I don't. The only thing I'll say about the topic of over unity in my system is this: like I can't confirm it. It is showing indicators that it might be, but at the end of the day, we have to remember that it is possible based on what Tesla and John Bedini have emphasized. They both emphasize the only way to access radiant energy, or the most practical way at least, is through impulse technology, direct, pulse
Okay.
DC. And the more I think about it, like Daniel Nunes said, oh, the only way he got over unity in his claims was through a true AC signal. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not pulse DC. That's not creating the impulse that you need. Unless I'm missing something. I think the Joule Thief is the better way to go in terms of if you're actually wanting to achieve over unity. Whether or not my system is, though, we can't say definitively, though.
Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, well, Grok's saying if the Vortex system would be considered over unity because the implied output 67 watt hours far exceeds the input hours. Because the watt hours is the energy that's being done. So here's what.
Right, but you also I mean, it's probably not going to affect it that much, the result, but you have to account for the duty cycle too.
What's the duty
so
cycle?
There's a difference in duty cycle.
What is the duty cycle? This is another. What is a duty cycle?
So the duty cycle is the on and off, right? And I believe mine's 50-50. Okay, or 40-60, something like that. So it should be close to the inverter. So it shouldn't even matter.
Okay,
but it's something that I didn't account for.
So what do you mean by, I'm just going to go, a duty cycle, a power cycle is the fraction of one period in which a signal or a system is active. Basically,
yeah,
so
if it's 50-50, you have the same amount of time it's off as it's on, right? 50-50.
Yeah.
It's on the same amount of time that it's off.
Okay.
So like if you have it 30-70, it's off, 30% of the time, it's on 70% of the time. So there's little ways you can trick the system into getting extra efficiency that's not actually, It's
Okay.
conventional. It's not unconventional or you know,
Okay.
fringe or whatever. But again, I don't think it's going to affect the actual result, because I think my system is like 60-40 and an inverter is 50-50. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it might be moot.
Okay, so and the inventor says that his system has a 60% on,
I believe it's 60-40. Yeah.
40% off duty cycle, and this is good.
No, 40% on, 60% off.
Okay, 60. Okay, 40.
Yeah, I believe.
What's the typical like the conventional terms that they say? Would they say 40-60 or 60-40 for this case? For the duty cycle.
You know, I honestly, I don't know.
Okay, I'll just type that. Yeah, so inventor, it says the system has 40% on, 60% off duty cycle, and while the inverter is 50-50. And so basically, what that means is like because you're pulsing the DC, and that basically turns it on and off. It's 50-50.
Yes, pulsing is on. Yeah, you're pulsing it, you're turning it on and off, and this is just the ratio of on to off, basically.
Okay, so update analysis of duty cycle explanation. Duty cycle percentage of the time the system is on versus off. Yeah, so 40. Reducing power consumption, so it reduces it by lowering that, and then basically it would do this over unity versus high. So basically over unity versus highly efficient. Over unity consideration, the calculated output. So you have to calculate the output again. If it's 67% watt hours from 12.5 to, and the thing is again, it's a bit over unity, like I discussed before, like when I talked about that gyro having 1,000% torque over unity.
Yes,
well,
listen,
that's actually
if you tell
legit,
Grok,
yeah.
If you talk to anybody, and even a physicist or somebody who's familiar with quantum electrodynamics, you know, like in the traditional laws of thermodynamics, like if you talk to them in a very like specific way, in a logical way, you can actually, you know, begin to understand as somebody who is in mainstream science is, oh, this is actually possible. Okay, because I guarantee you, feed this into the Grok, tell it. We're not actually violating any laws. So technically, if we want to get over unity, it wouldn't be impossible in this case, because we're using extra energy, the back EMF, that normally would be wasted. So if we're using the back EMF, that can add to the loss, right? That can add and substitute the loss.
No, I agree, but the thing is, then the question is that just highly efficient then? Like in terms of mainstream, because it gets what is the actual watt hours output? Like what's the actual output?
It is until it exceeds the output.
And well,
if you can exceed the output, then it's over unity. But I mean, theoretically, you can exceed the output if you have the right conditions.
Well, that's because you said you have 12.2 watt hours input, but then the watt hours, I think Grok is saying is 67%, no, 67 watt hours. How is that? 67 watt hours. Yeah. Basically, yeah, because you can calculate the input. Or the output because of the efficiency of the inverter. So if you have 12.2 watt hours, but you're getting like 15 hours, so no matter
off
how
of that little slice of battery, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is no matter how you slice it, mainstream would be an over unity. but obviously you're you're getting it
right.
From the
But
ether.
I'm saying that but listen, it's not like, oh, over unity is it's more like
Oh, in some way, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing. I think it's good. I like that term.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But no, it's more like, okay, so this is theoretically possible because you haven't accounted for the back EMF being used efficiently. That's all I'm saying, right? And if you put it in terms like that, a lot of people who are in mainstream science will begin to understand, you know, like, oh, you're using the back EMF. That's normally just dumped. Right? If you can actually use that wasted energy, yeah, obviously it's going to add to some of the, you know, substitute some of the loss. It just depends on how much you can recycle.
No, I agree that, but the thing is, the numbers are different because if it's 88% efficiency or whatever the efficiency is, 80%. Let's just go around.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm honestly really not even concerned with the actual number of the efficiency of the system right now, because that is almost impossible to calculate. There could be many variables that we're not even accounting for in these grok calculations.
No,
and
I
so
agree.
I'm kind of worried to even
No, I'm talking about the
make any
efficiency
claims of
of
efficiency.
the efficiency of the inverter. So inverter is 80% efficient.
Oh, you're talking about the inverter. Yes, yes. No,
No.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
No, so I'm saying, okay, efficiency is 80% of the inverter, but then the question is, because you're saying it's getting back EMF, but how much back EMF can you get? Because
So you can theoretically, you can't get back more back EMF than voltage potential than you put in, right? So if you're
Yeah.
putting in 12 volts into
Yeah.
the coil and it collapses, technically you can't get back more than 12 volts of back EMF unless you have that geometry, and that geometry is eliminating some of that resistance at an atomic level. At least that's what Daniel Nunes said. And is able to step up that voltage significantly without, overheating, without using a 1-to-2 ratio of coils. You have a 1-to-1 ratio of coil being stepped up there. That's in and of itself highly unusual. So, right off the bat, we're dealing with an unusual system that isn't really easily categorized because it hasn't really been studied in the mainstream extensively. Not like it should be.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Or classified. Oh yeah. So again, I think we're dealing with potentially classified stuff. But the other thing I was gonna I was gonna ask.
It's hard when you're dealing with these gray areas because if somebody hasn't looked into something, you have to create the vocabulary for what you're seeing. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. 100% agree with this. But again, back to because you said 1-to-2 ratio of the coils. Can you simplify that for me? So basically, if normal setups where you can up the voltage, you would need a second coil?
Yeah, so these coils act as a transformer, also along with everything else. So basically, that means they can step up voltage.
Yeah.
And normally, to step up voltage, meaning you're increasing voltage from one coil to another, you have to have a asymmetrical ratio or asymmetrical arrangement of coils, meaning one coil has to have more windings than the other, right? It has to, be 1-to-2 ratio if you're going to step up. At least it can't be a 1-to-1. It's not going to do anything unless you have the geometry right. In this case, it does. So that exception right there isn't really, widely recognized in science because it hasn't really been, studied in the mainstream.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, I'm just thinking of it like water. You have to increase the voltage, pretty much the pressure. So if you have like a big
exactly,
so you need to make a double one. But this one can do it with just the same ratio of windings. Or so what do you mean? Like so what's the difference? What do you mean by so because you have a coil? Because you have two coils, I think, in that video. I'm just trying to wrap my head on how you do this. I want a coil. I definitely want some of these coils. Because you have in your setup there, so you have the two coils one on top of each other.
And so just look at the top coil there. Yeah. You see that bundle that's wound around the frame?
Yeah.
That is separated. That one bundle is separated into two different coils or channels. So each channel is a coil. Okay. And they're just wound together, and they look, unison because they're wound together. You can't really tell.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
one has
two coils in there.
So each one of these has two coils going back and forth. I would assume they're going reverse direction.
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, because that's the way you separate them. You separate the wires and you connect them in a way that it makes two different coils in one.
Okay, basically. So it's two coils in one, and then this one here at the bottom, that's one coil, or is that two as well? The red one.
The red one's two as well.
Okay. And,
I mean, to do anything really significant with the coils in my research, you really need at least two channels or more.
Okay, and then would you have the circuit? I think. See, is this the circuit that you're using?
Yeah, right there, the Nunes design.
Okay, I'll send this over to I'm gonna send this to Grok as well.
Oh, it can read images and stuff.
I can read. I sent your video and it knew the transcript. It just summarized your video.
That is so cool.
Okay, so
I'm a little freaked out, but no, that's cool.
Okay, here. Okay, I was gonna first make a table of the input and output power calculations for the Vortex Coil, Vortex system, BS inverter as well. And the number wise, like again, I'm good at numbers. So basically, if you're saying it's again, a simple calculation would show that it is over unity by mainstream terms. So implied, this is the efficiency. Like your implied is 550%. That's what Grok says.
Oh, I know. I've done these numbers, my friend, and I
No,
didn't believe them.
I know, but I know, but what I'm trying to say is like it is over Unity. If it's but the thing is practical over Unity. Yeah, this is so you've
it
done these, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
what I could say at this point is it's better than anything you'll find on at the store. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
that's enough for me.
Here's the circuit. Okay, here's the circuit. And then what I do is you could also send. That's why I was putting yours as an article. You could actually send the entire phase one here. I'll send the whole phase to it, so you can actually.
Mhm.
You can also download it if you.
Yeah, send the Jewel Thief circuit. We have a modified Jewel Thief circuit that we're using for the Lightning Thief. That would be cool for it to read.
Yeah. Well, also your
I
phase
don't
two.
know,
Here's the
like
circuit.
because it's only going to be based, its answers are only going to be based off of the body of knowledge it has access to. So if it doesn't have access to some of those fringe elements like John Bedini and stuff like that, it's
But
hard to
it
say
does. It
what its
does.
reaction is going to be.
You
It does?
understand.
Okay.
It would have a lot. Like that's like Grok takes like basically info everywhere.
Hmm.
So and that's pretty much what I think was gonna happen with like even just human researchers. They're gonna have to wield it like a computer. Like like imagine. Can you think of any researcher that doesn't have a computer? So like you can you do your stuff if you didn't have a computer? Like
Well, that's honestly with the advancement of AI, I'm kind of less impressed by like children's like innovation now. I don't know if that makes sense. If
What do you
that's a
mean?
crappy thing to say, but it was so much harder for us to innovate back in the day without computers and internet and AI and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
Yeah, no, no, I
it's just
understand.
another Tuesday.
No, I understand, but the thing is, kids, this becomes native to them. That's why, like, I teach my nephews, like, pretty much how to use AI, what it can do.
Yeah,
Because one of the
they
stuff you
speak a
could,
different language than I do.
no, but one of the stuff you could do, like, here's the stuff that I did. So my nieces and nephews, I got them to draw anything they want, and then I do an AI of it, and basically they can also tell me what they want the AI to do. For example, this is, I think I used the, yeah, this one right here. So you can see my screen. These are drawings my nephews and nieces.
Oh, is it gonna animate them?
Yeah. So here's this one here. This one is just a car. Yeah. See that?
Oh, that's cool.
So they wanted him jumping over a shark over around. So all he. So what I'm trying to say is you can like literally enhance. And so there's the drawing that they made, and there just that's it. That's my nephew made. And then I was jumping over a ramp, and then here's a ramp. And this is absolutely wild. There's another one. Here's Mario. So my nephew drew Mario, and then he drew this, and then he wants to make him jump over there and get a mushroom.
Oh, that's neat.
Again, it's so this one a bird niece drew and it's flying over now. So and Grok's gonna.
If I had this as a kid, I would not leave the house.
No, but you can take photos of stuff, right? Like you can go and stuff. And I made one of Air MES. This one's a bit. This one's. I made this one me playing basketball. Somehow put hair on me, but here Air MES. I'm not sure if you. But this is. Let's see if it plays. It's pretty wild. Okay, it's on low.
I like the fact that it could potentially help me with speed up my production with videos and stuff. That's gonna be exciting, but at the same time,
Yeah. Okay.
these features are normally expensive, aren't they?
No, this one should be free. Grok Imagine. This is the new Grok Imagine. I just use it. You can even do it right now, live if you want. Just click on the live. But it's part of the thing. But anyways, so here's the. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if your stuff is correct, which I don't see why not, it is over Unity by mainstream. In other words, even if you're saying back EMF, you're saying that back EMF can generate more power than the input. In other words, it's
right. But
but
in terms of like scientific validation, we can't say, even if it is, we can't say it until it's independently confirmed. So that's that's where we are right now.
No, I no, definitely agree with that. But the difference, yeah, I do agree there needs to be an independent one. And that's why it's not as simple as the like the gyroscope one. Like the gyroscope, it's 1,000%, no, 1,000 times over Unity. So that's like 10,000% over Unity. And
right,
I can say that with confidence because again, all the gyros, they don't lose spin speed. So like all the times it's processing, that's not taking any extra energy. And that's not even up for debate. You can go measure it. It's not going to slow down any different than if you weren't doing anything with it. So basically we have a precession is, in my opinion, over Unity, but nobody It's like a magnet. It can do stuff without anything you do to it, unless you slow the actual friction of the spin. It can do things.
Well, it goes back to
Yeah.
it goes back to even physics from Einstein. General relativity and special relativity. Like Einstein might have been right about the curvature of space time,
Mhm.
but he might not have actually known that he was part wrong as well, because he was missing the aether component.
Oh yeah.
So to me, I kind of see like, oh, that the aether is interacting there. So you're seeing the curvature of space-time, you're seeing the interaction of the aether, but you're not actually understanding the underlying mechanisms that the component that's making that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're misunderstanding it. And that misunderstanding, it happens a lot in physics, and they make a lot of assumptions too. Like I know string theory, they had to invent a bunch of dimensions to get the math to fit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician or a physicist, but that's from what I understand.
Yeah. No, they do that. But again, like I taught like pretty much self-taught math. Well, I went to university and so on. But I didn't like the way they taught math. That's why I did my channel. But I'm
I don't blame you.
yeah, I'm an experimentalist at heart. Like so the math, I'm not actually like anyways, so math, I made my channel so I could teach myself math, because again, university didn't teach it well, and then like literally everyone, like almost everyone, would just copy the formulas, and they don't even know how it's derived in both engineering and in mathematics. Some of the mathematic ones, like I remember my math course in university, I would do my work, and then I think
Like nobody asks why it's that way.
well,
No, that's
it
the
just
problem too with a lot of schools.
sometimes it just takes too long. Sometimes one proof of like I did takes like 2 hours. One of them, I did on my channel. And sometimes it just takes too much time out of there, and it's also it's too complicated. A lot of kids, I mean, a lot of students, they're just math. It's
But
like
that led you on
yeah.
a path of Vortex math, and I think Vortex math, we're
Yeah.
really onto something in terms of wanting to create a new form of energy or propulsion device.
Yeah, definitely. I was drawn to the Vortex math because well, yeah, there was obviously the big energy claims and anti-gravity, but I was interested in cryptographic hacking, because like so I made like a giant Excel file. I was trying to find some pattern in prime numbers, because if you could pretty much crack any password protected website or blockchain or anything. It's like the entire internet's run on the fact that obtaining prime numbers is not easy. But once you have them, you can prove something's a prime, but you can't obtain like a new prime instantly. Like for example, yeah. So, like for example, like you know what prime numbers are? Just any number multiplied by itself. I mean, you can only divide it by cleanly by itself or one. For example,
Or one.
yeah, the number
right?
7 is a prime. So like, and then what happens?
Yeah, it can't be divided by any other number.
Yeah. So typically in cryptography, they have a thing called double prime. So you would take a prime number, like 7, multiplied by another prime number. Let's say another one. What's another one? 9 isn't, because it can divide by. Yeah, so you get 13. 13 is a prime number. So multiply these together, you'll have something like 91. So and this is also a prime number. So basically,
So in the context of vortex-based mathematics, what do you think prime numbers represent there?
That's what I was trying to find out.
That's kind of
That's what I was trying to find out. Okay, so
I think that's a good starting point for discovering something new within VBM, honestly, because prime numbers have always been a unique, fascinating aspect of mathematics, right? So
yeah, because Mark Rodin kept talking about primes, some mumbo jumbo about it. That's why I was like, because the thing is, if you can, like, you know how like over unity and all that, yeah, it's pretty world changing. Yeah, but if you can crack cryptographic stuff, the internet becomes like your own. So here's the Excel file I was working on. I was trying to find something.
I think the blueprint is VBM. I think you have the blueprint right there.
Well,
we just need to crack the blueprint.
That's what I was trying to find out. So I made a primes calculator. I was trying to find some pattern, primes patterns. I just couldn't find anything. But the thing is, primes it's something that's every mathematical, like there's a whole lot of research being put into primes just to find easier ways of doing it. And that's why you'll see, you could even say, as for...
I guarantee you, the people who are going to find something are going to be the people like you who are looking in places no one would have ever dreamed of, in mainstream science.
Yeah, because I personally believe, how there's like advanced technology, advanced free energy, anti-gravity, like that's, again, I'm like 100% on board with that. But I also think there's advanced mathematics, advanced where it's like
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. For
Int-
sure.
Interestingly, even according to the mainstream, Pythagoras, right? You know, Pythagorean. So he had a secret society called the
Mhm.
Pythagorean Society, and then he would have like
Right.
so he kept his you know the hypotenuse, I mean the Pythagorean theorem where the triangle a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You know that or
You
no?
go C-squared, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
apparently he kept that hidden. Like everyone had to swear a death oath, saying that if you reveal it, you get killed. Because it gave them a huge advantage. And they also had like a pentagram they would draw on
Oh.
their hands. That's how they handshake. That's how they can identify each other. So, anyways, it's a bunch of again. I think it's just a bunch of Freemasonic stuff. I'm gonna say. So you can
That's
see right here.
crazy. I didn't know that.
Okay. I'll ask Rock right here. How do prime numbers feature in cryptography? Cryptography. I'll just say, what do they use for in cryptography? Yeah, so they're fundamental to cryptography, particularly in public key systems and so on. Yeah, so
They have to be, they have to be important because they can be used as markers because, they're only divisible by
yeah,
one in themselves. So
yeah, and also Bitcoin. I think it's pretty much what they do is try to find like a prime number. Okay, what about prime numbers and the Bitcoin proof of work calculations? I think they use like something called elliptical curve. Okay, they play a limited but notable role in Bitcoin's proof of work. Involves miners solving a computational puzzle to find a hash using this that meets a specific difficulty. Oh, no direct use of primes in this. Okay, but what is this? Uses ECDSA for transaction signatures, relies on elliptical curves defined over a finite field, often based on a large prime number. And then the numbers are like massive. They're like probably like 300 digits or something. Or yeah, I know this is 200. Yeah, so anyways, they're massive numbers, all prime numbers. So imagine trying to find a prime that's like a zillion big. Well, anyways, so that's part. And yeah, let me know if I was distracting. If you still have the to set up the lab. Are you still setting up something, or no? I think he might be setting up his lab.
no, I can show you. I can show you the lightning thief if you want, but we're not going to do the other two experiments tonight until I get a new stereo amp.
All right. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Fibonacci. Yeah. So I was also trying to find Fibonacci anything patterns. I was graphing out like. Can you see the numbers right here? Well, Fibonacci has a unique. It repeats itself. Fibonacci repeats itself here. So basically, what I was doing is basically I take every prime and take a sum of it, take a modulus or / vortex math of it. Like, do you know what modular arithmetic is or no? That's pretty much what vortex math is.
Modular arithmetic. It sounds familiar.
No.
Sounds like something I wasn't paying attention to in school.
No, but that is literally just vortex math. It's so like
oh, is it? Oh.
yeah, modular. Basically, like they look at a clock. So let's say you have a clock right here, and then so the number. Let's say your clock is 12 hours, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12 p.m. to noon. So let's say you have a clock right here. So clock. So if you have a 12-hour clock, here's just modular. It's pretty much the same thingy as vortex math. But so you see this right here, a clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the number 13 in modular arithmetic? 13 would be 1.
Excuse me.
No, so what's the number 13?
Oh, what vortex math? You add them up.
Yeah. Vortex math has a but it goes to 9. Okay. So instead of going to 12, you go to 9. Okay. 9-hour clock. 9-hour clock. Let's see how that works.
Wait. So say that again. 13. You go to 1. How did you get the 1?
No. So this is mod 12. Vortex math is mod 9, or yeah. So this is 12, right? So 13 is you would go 12 and then you add another one. 1. You get it? That's 13. So you make a loop.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
So what's 14? 14 would be 2, right?
Right, and 15 would be 3, 16, 4.
Yeah. But that's mod 12. So modular arithmetic with 12 moment. So now in 9. So imagine your clock is 9, right? So you have a vortex math 9. So this is pretty much vortex math. So what is the number 10 in modular arithmetic? Would be 1. That's right. You go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. And then what's 11? Okay, did we lose you? Can hear you.
Would be 2, right?
Yeah, 2. Yeah, but then 1 plus 1 is 2, right? So vortex math is
right.
1. And then so then what's 3? What's what is 12? Yeah, 12. 12 will be 3. And then let's do another one. What is 18 or 19? 19. What's 19? Do the vortex math of 19. What's that?
19 in vortex math would be 1.
Yeah, so 1. So 19 in mod 9, modular arithmetic, would be 9. You go around. 18 go another loop, and then 1.
Huh.
So again, that's what modular arithmetic
Yeah, it's
is.
oddly reflective of it, isn't it? It's like a
No, it is. It
like
is. Yeah. So it is. But the thing is, you can add these up, and I prove why you can add up. Basically, when you because of the base. So when you watch this one, you actually understand what number systems are, and so on. So you can also do like modular arithmetic with 2. So you can do vortex math with 2. So I do and I forgot I made a proof saying I did a proof or something. With any binary, any system, you could do the same thing. Proof. Okay, so the vortex digit sum is always equal to. Yeah, so I do a proof. The vortex digit sum is always equal to the mod base minus 1. Yeah, so I got it wrong. So mod 9 is mod 10 is actually no. This is mod base minus 1. So base, if you have a base system 10. So I do a proof right here. Proof the vortex digit sum is equal to the mod base. For example, if we're using a base 10 system, this would be mod 9. Do you get it? So yeah, this is mod. Yeah, so if you do so the vortex digit sum, not just base 10, not just 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10, up to any number system is equal to the modular arithmetic of that number system minus 1. So for example, this vortex math is mod 9 for base 10 and so on. And anyways, I do a full-on proof of this. That's for another day. That's kind of what I mean by I'm pretty sure that paper you sent me literally uses my work right here. Does it even reference my channel? Let's see what it references. I didn't have a look. Check right here.
Yeah, look at the reference tab.
Yeah, they probably didn't. They probably don't. They don't reference YouTube videos. It's like, well, you could also reference my article here, which is massive. The notes, video notes. Okay, it doesn't have this, but there was another one that I'm 100% certain there was a YouTube video that literally replicated mine. So YouTube vortex math, and then modular arithmetic. So that's the thing when I was learning about it. It's yeah, vortex based math. Okay, this is Randy Powell. Yeah, and this thumbnail is probably one of the best ones. Mine's 24K views. Okay, that's decent. Yeah. So, anyways, basically, I think again going back to geometry, I think the more like the bigger part of that is that it's a coil, but also you're talking about the resonance and timing, but then another part is, so you said that the timing and resonance is from the Joule thief, but how does that interplay, and also the geometry? So how does the geometry affect the resonance and timing? Like, does it make it?
So the geometry of the coil, from what I understand, allows it to maintain a resonant state a lot more stable than most coils. Yeah, just the geometry alone is able to create kind of like a cavity for that resonance.
Wow.
I guess is what you would if you think about the,
and that resonance. Can you
think about the?
Oh, sorry for cutting off. I was going to say, is it the resonance of like the magnetic field going like just expanding and contracting, or what's the actual resonance? Or what is actually being developed? Is it just like the magnetic field going like expanding and then contracting, or what? Can you like define exactly what's resonating for us? Noobs?
Resonance. So in this case, resonance would be coherent waveforms. So instead of a destructive, you want two coherent waveforms, right? So when you have, say, two waves colliding, right, you can have them collide in a way that they cancel each other out and they're destructive.
No, I agree, but what's the actual wave though? What's the wave though? What is it? The current? Like what is it? Just that the oscilloscope that you're measuring the is that the current? Like, if you can simplify it, what is the actual thing waving? Just for so I can wrap my head around what's going on.
What do you mean waving?
Because you said the waveform, but what is the waveform? Is that just the current? Is that just a voltage reading up and down, or what's the? What's the actual
Oh, so the
wave?
waveform on the oscilloscope, in terms of what I was reading, is a floating probe. So we're reading everything. We're basically reading the interaction between the forward and the backward EMF.
Okay, yes, and that's the motor. Yes, that's the electromotive force. Basically, it's the force going basically forward and backward. No, but I'm saying yeah. So, but then that
Right.
reading, what's the thing that you're reading? What are the actual units of the x and y axis? Is that the EMF and current or time, or no, it's just EMF and time? What is the actual?
So on the oscilloscope, that would be the voltage that would be showing.
Okay,
Um,
okay, so
yeah.
yeah, no, that's kind of what I mean. So the waveform is just a voltage, and that voltage is a representation of the pressure, I would assume, because that's what
I mean,
of
depending on
the.
how you hook up the oscilloscope, though, you can get a current reading.
No, I
It's
agree,
just
but that's not the waveform that you were showing before, right? Like that nested, because you
right.
mentioned something about nested fractals or nested harmonics. Interesting, that's what Nancy Hutchinson was talking about, nested harmonics. And you mentioned nested in your.
Nancy Hutchinson was talking about that, huh?
Yeah, she has a lot of
Interesting.
AI stuff about nested harmonics, and that's how she does the frequencies. Like she does the audio frequency with like nested harmonics and all that.
Mhm.
And I took a photo of the book that she was actually reading about, and then it puts that into John Hutchinson's like giant his Tesla ray, and basically beams it everywhere. Like they even have like a giant bubble of like radiation going all over their house, and so on.
Oh God.
Yeah, nested right here.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, but they did say that they were able to clean up like oil spills in Gulf of Mexico, and there was actually a third party. Like there's also reports and witnesses literally saying, yeah, they were surprised it cleaned up, and even John said he was surprised.
Supposedly, we have to say that supposedly so we don't get flagged.
Well, I'm saying it. Well, I could send you the reports. I have a bunch of these reports.
No, I agree with you. I'm
Yeah.
100%. But his videos got taken down off of YouTube when he posted those. He posted himself cleaning up the the lakes.
Is that is that why he's taken
shit. Yeah.
down? Is that the reason he's taken down?
This
Really?
was a while ago.
No, but
This was a while ago. Yeah.
I gotta ask him. We can
Yeah,
ask
they
him,
hated the fact that he put those videos up. I don't know, something about cleaning up the water. They didn't like it.
That's the actual reason. I gotta ask him because yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason. I know that those videos got taken down when somebody tried putting them up. I think it was him.
Okay, yeah, but
Because I had access to his website and he had a whole bunch of information on there, and there were the videos on there.
Okay, yeah, no, that's amazing.
Where
yeah,
he was in the truck and he had that big sound amplifier and yeah, and the I if you can ask him what the audio track is that he used to clean up that lake, I want a copy of that. It was like
yeah, I have all that. Yeah,
monks chanting or something.
Okay, but I should have a lot of that. Basically, they sent me the entire hard drive. So if you like, you know about my giant hard drive or no? I have 3 terabytes. I pay for cloud storage.
You did mention it. To be honest,
yeah, you can go to Gulf of Mexico and then you can.
I forgot.
You can go search here. I can send you a link if you need it. Analysis of water cleaned by John. There should be a bunch of videos. I'll be uploading them once I get time there. And I think they have everything.
Do me a favor and you know how you could share that folder.
Well,
so I don't. Because that's, you have such a big archive. Just share the folder with me. The cleaning, the lake cleaning folder.
Basically, I'm gonna have to go. But basically, all you do is you just click mes.fm/Hutchinson and then go to Gulf of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just you, and then you can download it and so on. I have it just view only because this is I don't want anybody to like modify this but me. This is because this is the John Hutchinson archive of everything. So you can actually go and download these, and some of them you might need to compress the videos because they're they're uncompressed and they're massive. So you go to, I'll send you a link right here. mes.fm/Hutchinson. So Hutchinson, yeah, and I said I was gonna show some of the stuff that he wanted to go. Okay, anyways, so you go Gulf of Mexico, right here. Can you hear me? I think you're gone again. Okay. And then you go to, and you can figure out some else. Hutchinson frequencies, January 16th, 2011. Okay, day after my birthday. Okay, epic stuff.
Indian Creek, yeah.
Indian Creek, and then you can see this. But then some of the files are huge. Let's see if it plays. Yeah, so some of these are big. They don't play. I actually had it on Dropbox initially, and then
yeah, might.
Yeah, and then in Dropbox
might give you problems playing if it's too big. But do you have the audio file on there in that archive?
I'll have to find which ones they use. But I have other ones. I haven't searched through this all. But this is .move Indian Creek. This FCP. I'm not sure what this is. It says Hudson frequencies. It could be. It could even be this, unless you just take the audio from it. See if they have the audio. I can even.
That's
I can
true.
ask her
You
as
could
well.
do that. I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can even.
I could.
I can even ask her if you can't find I could send you email to Nancy, and
Mhm.
yeah. So and there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and there's the one that went to the event. The iPod harmonics. You actually download the actual. Yeah. I think it's so. If it says AIF, that's an audio tone, and but it's uncompressed, and yeah, this is when you listen to while you're high. On her Hudson frequency. That's what again she does that some frequencies on her edible
Oh,
on
like
her
I am now.
yeah on her weed. She does the weed like she grows them inside the house, and she has those frequencies beaming at them nonstop. And
Oh, I don't blame her for that. I had a theory that if I was ever going to get into the cannabis business, that I would incorporate the Rodin coils or the coils in some way to help with the magnetic field. It'll stimulate the growth of the plants.
Yeah,
So
she could actually send
it
you
might produce more yield in shorter time. Who knows?
yeah, she could actually send you some of the samples. So if you want to contact her, she could actually send you the Hudson frequency edibles, or I mean the actual weed, whatever seed or edibles, and you can
Really? That would be really cool.
and the seeds as well. Yeah, you can. She is very open to, and she gets them tested too. And she says they got like CBG or whatever, like super high content, unlike normal ones. And again, when I got high off those, it was like smoothest high ever. It's literally like it's a weird high. It's like you just go in.
You're gonna have to set me up with that.
Yeah, it's like smooth. It's like literally smooth in, smooth out. You don't. There's no sudden anything. It's just you gradually become high, and then gradually it goes away. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway,
Huh.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So definitely. Actually, the stream when I was high one was quite ridiculous. All right. Anyways, yeah. That's you can go play around with this and let me know anything you need in there, and I'll be uploading other stuff there. But I do want to play this one. This is powerful testimony by John and Nancy cleaning up the Gulf of Mexico. This guy here literally saying that he was absolutely in shook. This is from a John video he uploaded years ago. I couldn't
Oh,
find
is that the van in the background that they're using? Oh
Maybe.
no, that's the house. Never mind. Yeah, they had a van,
some
right, with a bunch of
fantastic
audio
news.
equipment.
Okay, this is his name. Okay, White Eagle Sportsman's Lodge, East Point, Florida.
For you. They have sent a
Yeah, and he explains.
Underneath the culvert there, who's to say that tomorrow?
I think he says, we'll see what.
zone over there.
Right, there's a white swath
There-
that came in here while I was down in Brooksville.
I cannot say anything about what John's doing over there, but something is happening. That's all. I mean, that's all I'm qualified to
You
say.
know, John says the same thing. Something he doesn't.
Well, that's the truth. Something's happening. I don't. It's if they can clear up a water with sound, I think the federal government should get behind it and push it 100%.
Alright, so if they can clean the water with sound, the government should get behind it, yeah. And what's interesting, if I knew about this when I was doing my, like when I was in school, I probably would have done a PhD on this, but for the oil sands waste, because my master's thesis was about cleaning up the oil sands. Well, it was about the oil sands, like an experiment about the oil sand waste.
I mean, you should be able to, like, if it works, you should be able to create like a micro experiment where you can
Yeah.
show it cleaning up a sample in a clear vat of water or something. I don't know.
No, definitely,
Right?
definitely. That's where
I think that would be cool to show.
there's a whole lot of stuff cool to show. That's one thing I do want to get a technician, and basically get them to do everything. But
Listen,
yeah.
we had some kids just come out with a device. It's
Mhm.
basically an ultrasonic emitter, a speaker, tiny waterproof speaker. You put it in the water, and it emits a certain frequency, and it gets rid of the microplastics.
Well, amazing.
I mean, so it's the same exact concept.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So that's where and again, I was trying a lot of different stuff to clean up my samples, and I never once heard about electromagnetic radiation that can affect it in any way. So in my entire schooling, not one person ever mentioned that. Like all I needed was someone to say, "Have you tested out a magnet?" And I would have been like, "What the?" Okay, that would open up.
Well, if you have as Malcolm Bendel says, if you have the resonant frequency of an element, you have the means in which to manipulate matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
amazing. Yeah, definitely. Again, I just that's one thing I definitely would have been doing non-stop. I just want to see if my okay. There's my they. I want to find my thesis paper. Different. It doesn't show it anymore. Experimental. Okay. Let's just click on this thingy here. I thought I put my thesis. My thesis should have been somewhere there. Master's thesis. It should be here. Okay, there it is. It should be on the Wikipedia page. I'm gonna go quickly. I don't know why it doesn't show up anymore. It usually shows up. But anyways, yeah, this was the thesis on here, and you could view. So this was on the oil sand mumbo jumbo, and I built like a device, and I had to like, and I was also running it. I'll just open it like this actually. 1 second. Okay, anyways, so this was in 2014. Yeah, I probably would have done it if I just knew about EMF. I would have done a PhD on that's because it's. I could not believe I spent this much time to realize. And then before I realized free energy exists, because like you know how big the oil sand waste problem is, and especially in like Canada and so on. Like they have entire ponds of just muck, of oil sand, like the waste from when they get oil out. They use a lot of water, and then some of the little fine oil ones get stuck in there, and it's like impossible to get out, and so on.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is my this is me mixing up a bunch of oil sand slurry, and basically my experiment was to measure how long it takes to consolidate, because some of them take like 100 years before it becomes enough that you could walk on. Anyways, so we're talking entire lakes full of it. Okay, so yeah, so anyways, let's see how much time we have in the show. We have yeah, so I want to go and well 50. Well, I usually try to end it at 3:30 because last time we went a bit over. So yeah, that's the thing. Let's see what we're on here, and how what else do you want to do on this stream? You want to demonstrate the experiments? I think. Didn't you want to demonstrate something? The monopoles or. But the other part here, again, it's over Unity, however you phrase it. It's over Unity by mainstream physics, because
Yeah. So we'll leave the experiment. We'll have to do those next time when I get another stereo amp.
okay,
Unfortunately,
okay.
I need I need one that works. I don't know if it died or what, like half died. It's not getting to the output wattage I need it to be at though. Remember we talked about that threshold, so maybe I'll just get a more powerful one. They're really cheap on Amazon. So
Okay, that's good.
but it's something I really want to show you guys. So
Yeah, and
I'll let you know when I have that ready.
okay, and another thing I wanted to show you was so this is I just took a photo today. So I have a magnet glued in repulsion in my room for my Atwood experiments. And then so like here's a magnet. So the one on the left is just two magnets together. You can see how that it has one of these domain walls or the block walls. You see that right here?
Yeah, the blotched wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blotched or block? I call it block wall. I'm not French.
blotched.
Blotched? Okay.
It
That sounds so. You sound,
blotched.
okay, because it sounds French saying that. Okay, blotched.
It
wall,
does a
okay.
little bit. Yeah, the second one has two blotch walls.
Yeah, but here's another. Yeah, so that is two, right? But notice also the magnetic field on the outside, on the bottom. See, this is the top and bottom. See how it's like less spread out on the bottom there. And then what's interesting is so here's the one I did the experiment with. So just glue them on. You gotta be very, very careful gluing these on. And then but then when I have it clamped right now, just so that it doesn't lose the strength, because I might do some more experiments. But notice that the block wall loops around the steel. That's an interesting. I never seen that before. I just did it.
That is very interesting.
I did this 2 hours ago, literally just before I came on the stream. I took a photo of this. I'm like, and this is yeah. See how
it has to be the clamp though, right? That's why? Because you have it in the clamp?
Well, yeah, because it's steel. It's steel there. But I also put like some
Yeah.
non-magnetic coin there, just so it doesn't get too affected. But it's literally wrapping around like this. I've never seen this before anywhere. It's wrapping around itself. I mean, around this clamp.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you utilize the Floyd Sweet conditioning process correctly, that's what you're supposed to see in a magnet that's properly conditioned with his, method for his vacuum triode amplifier.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's supposed to
I've
be
never
like
heard
a
of that.
way of conditioning a magnet
What do you mean
where
by
it just
what do you mean by
like
conditioning?
spews out.
What do you mean by conditioning?
So he had a specific way, and he got a guy to make a device that was able to imprint frequencies or condition the magnet, make a magnet with different frequencies. And I think he used multiple frequencies. And he used the method of utilizing a cathode ray tube television, to read to see the magnetic domains. He used that
Mm-hmm.
somehow to determine, oh, this frequency is making it this shaped. This is good, or
Mm-hmm.
that's not good. Like he
Yeah.
that's how he conditioned it properly. And
Okay.
he saw the domain. I think that's what he was looking for, something that
Okay.
looped back in on itself like that.
Oh well, but now which one is a CR? Which one is a magnet and attraction? Which one is repulsion? I'm not telling you. This is a CRT TV or a computer.
Mm,
Which one is the magnets in repulsion? Which one is attraction?
I think attraction is going to be a less let me see. Yeah, no, when you see it on the screen, isn't the repulsion gonna show more distortion?
So which one do you think it is? This one or this one? This is a
I'm not
quiz.
sure.
This is a quiz.
It's hard to tell.
But this is a quiz. This is a quiz. Which one is it?
I'm gonna guess that's the north one.
This one? This one or this one? This one? So you're saying this one?
That one.
Yeah. No, this one's actually the attraction one. The repulsion one, it's like
Oh, that's the attraction one.
is the one that's like condensed. No, it's like literally.
That's the one. Oh,
Yeah, so it's the opposite one. Yeah, so that's just an interesting setup there. But also, so
wow! Look at the distortion, though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of distortion
And
around the outside.
And I'll show you the this was the readings. Okay. Oh, I thought this was the wrong one. Okay, this is I'll show you the readings as well. This is the screenshots. Okay, this is magnets and attraction. Okay, yeah, notice the readings as well from the so here is the Gauss readings. So notice, look at the table on the right. That's the one that's pretty basically the strongest one. So the strongest magnet, I think it's N52 or something. So notice the Gauss reading of a normal magnet is 5,000 and then 60 and then negative 5,200 at the bottom. You see this? The one on the right, the North Pole. Can you see?
Right.
Yeah. Can you see my mouse or no? Does my mouse show for you or no?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this right here. So that's a normal magnet. Here's magnets in attraction. Notice how it's 5.8. Yeah. So it's bigger on the edges, and that's probably why the that CRT TV had different like more spread out. So at 5.800 minus 5.700. But now notice when you glue them together, you get this giant 86 negative 8600 Gauss in the center, and then you also have positive 52 on the
right,
on the
because
right.
the blotched wall is where, if you're gonna tap the magnetic energy coming from the magnet, the blotched wall is where it's coming from.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's like, but notice, like I don't know how the numbers work out, but this one here has a 52, 49, and an 86 in terms of absolute values. These are massive.
Yeah, that's
massive.
pretty big. I mean, compared to the other numbers.
Yeah, and have you had a chance to see these? Did I mention this before? This is the copper tube one. This one has some pretty fascinating results here. It just again something about, I think magnets and repulsion is just something quite interesting, and that might even tie with your coils because your coils have it looped in and out, so it's like pretty much like kind of put two magnets together. So I want to go right here. So I'm going to show you this one. Have I showed you this one before or no? Not sure if I have, but. So the farthest one, I want to do one of the most powerful ones. So these are 6-foot copper tube. It's like 3 layers of copper tubes. So we have 3 magnets set up. The one is just 1 magnet. This one is 2, and this one is repulsion. So which one do you think is going to go down fastest? And that's a copper tube. You know, like Lenz's law and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. I believe last time you showed me these videos, the south magnet went down faster.
No, the slowest. One of the slowest.
Oh, that went down the slowest. That's right.
Yeah, by far the slowest. Even though it weighs double the it weighs double the weight of the normal one. Yeah. Oh, this one is so again it goes literally. I think the other one pops in at 38. So the one in attraction 37 seconds pops up. And then the one here it goes 55 seconds. But again, yeah. So I think I just want to show that because it's just very, very interesting. And then this one pops up 112, 57, 37. But anyways, I'm gonna close some stuff here, and yeah. But then it ties into this thing here that I was showing you. This right here. So you're saying that the other guy literally conditioned his magnet somehow? How does he do it exactly? Because I've never heard about that process. And what was he trying to do?
So to make a magnet,
Mhm.
right? You take a piece of iron, and then you pulse it with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pulse it with specific frequencies. And I think he was pulsing it with multiple frequencies. The process is very extensive. Like, it was a very extensive process. There's a video on it I'm sure you can find, of somebody talking about it was an interview with a gentleman who made the device for Floyd Sweet, talking about how it worked. But it was very complicated.
Is this a generic setup in terms of, you said, how do you make a magnet? Pulsing it, is that the conventional way of making?
Yeah, you pulse a piece of metal, make a magnet. Yeah, if you want to create a magnet, that's how you do it.
Okay. No, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be like a rare earth magnet from the ground, but it definitely is an example of over unity, because the amount of energy that's required to make that magnet that you put in is going to be a lot less than the amount of energy you get out with it being able to sustain itself against gravity for how many years? Like thousands?
Yeah, and that reminds me of the so this is that Lee Edwards Scallon guy, the coral calcium guy. He actually had a perpetual motion holder. Have you seen this before? I want to get your thoughts on it.
I've been to Coral Castle.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I seen the remnants of the device, but they took the freaking magnets off of it, and it was kind of like a hollow version of the machine.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't seen the patent or anything.
No. I meant the perpetual motion holder. I know he had I think it's part of that device. Again, I think there's a video that pretty much explains what the that device was. It was like used for cutting. But this is a pretty cool thing. So if you have a
any advanced technology, they would have torn apart before they put on display, those bastards.
Yeah, but here's this is pretty much like how magnet is made. But what are your thoughts on this right here? Basically, if you have a like a bent setup like that, like a horseshoe, and then you put two coils around it.
Yeah, what is that? Steel?
Yeah, I think he discussed it. He has basically two coils around this. I think that's probably just steel or whatnot, or even aluminum. Let's see what he does.
Or aluminum.
Yeah. So anyways, so he and then you pulse it and then just connect it, and then all of a sudden it becomes stuck there forever until you reverse the polarity. So I just thought it was pretty cool. And there's a video of someone like literally hanging by his hand. So they're just.
Oh yeah. He's basically using the coils.
Yeah.
To magnetize the material. Yeah, and once it's magnetized, it's set. You set it and forget it.
Yeah, so now this is stuck for it. Now it's stuck for like ever.
Yeah, yeah, that's very cool. But I mean, that's how you make a magnet. That's
cool.
That's how you do it.
There's another one here. Simple PM vector perpetual motion. Yeah, this is pretty much how to make a magnet. Here's another one. He just puts a wire straight through. I think this is steel. And then it just becomes stuck to it. Yeah, so he puts a wire straight through. And then you just pulse it somehow, and it gets stuck. So
that's interesting. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, so now he just pulses it.
Well, there's metal inside the wire. The conductor is metal, so.
Okay, so he's doing a bunch.
I don't know.
He's doing a bunch of stuff. Now he takes the wire out. Now it's stuck for some reason. All right. What in the world's going on? Like every time I see magnet experiments, I'm like, this is some magical stuff here. Like and then he just slides it off. And there's also apparently you could do this with metal without even current. Have you ever seen it? This is supposed to be supposedly one of the unsolved mysteries of whatever. Metal blocks sticking to each other. So they can just, I think it's called, yeah, gauge blocks. Have you seen these ones before?
No.
So basically just two blocks together.
Oh, in a vacuum chamber. Is that demonstrating? That might be demonstrating the Kashmir effect.
Oh no, this is just showing that it works there. I'm saying it will work without a vacuum chamber. So right here.
These steel blocks here for different setups.
You can wait.
That. Now, some people think it might be held by magnetism, but it's not true. I have a magnet here.
Wait, I just want to see how
and
yeah, see how it connects to it? If you put it flat, it just stuck on.
You can feel it wants to.
I think it's just a pressure difference, whatnot, but it does stick in this too. So this is a pretty good video.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be seeing what makes gauge only halfway on there.
Yeah, this is a gauge block.
It still sticks.
So you can stick stuff together. That's just a cool thing. Yeah. But anyways, let's just get back in this. Yeah. So anyways, go back to this board right here. So, what was the guy's thoughts on this one? Like, because you said the guy was doing it, but what is actually happening here? Why are the block walls connected together? And what do you think is? I guess it doesn't connect on.
I have no idea.
Yeah, this is.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on with it though.
And I think barely anyone has done this because it's so annoying playing with like permanent like magnets and repulsion. Like I almost cut my finger up a couple times. It'd be like super smart about this.
Yeah, those are dangerous. Like
Yeah,
especially if they're strong, they don't want to stick together. They want to repel. So
yeah,
forcing them together it can be
yeah.
very dangerous.
Because I was doing these Atwood machine ones. I'm gonna have to do the drop test. So basically my experiment found a null result. Nothing special about this specific one. But yeah. So again, this is this one I saw that something could be used. I don't know why, but there's just something about this that I can't keep my eye off this. Like, why is it? And looping around there. All right.
I don't know. If you incorporate the magnet into a system, though, make sure
Yeah.
you test it with the clamp on as well.
Yeah, because and also if you make an electromagnet, that's one thing I wanted to experiment. But so you see if you like notice this one here, the block wall squishes together with the Blosh wall.
Mm-hmm.
On the
What you could do is make it into a coil. Wrap a bit of conductor around the loop, for the vise.
Or what do you mean? Oh, put the loop around this vice grip right here.
Yeah, just wrap a little bit of conductor around it, make it into a coil.
Okay, I'm just saying. And then what can I do with that? Or like connect to?
I have no idea, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
apparently asymmetry is your secret for tapping 0-point energy. So that looks asymmetric as fuck.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, and also okay, there's some more questions right here. Rotary Matrix is asking first for me. Aren't prime numbers like pi sequence and never repeats? Not necessarily, because the number 7 is a is a prime number. It's just number 7. There's no decimal places. Anyways, Rotary Matrix also says, is the guest using magnets inside the coil with the copper wounds? Does it give more?
No, just the air gap.
Oh, just the air gap. Have you tried using any like just put an iron like ball in there?
That was what the experiment was going to be tonight. The Wattman reduction is basically using a true AC signal, not a pulse DC like the Lightning Thief, but using a true AC signal, and then spinning a neodymium sphere magnet, a sphere magnet basically in the center, and yeah, we've gotten it to reduce the wattage requirement like 30 watts.
Okay.
Like it was like I don't remember, it was like reading like 60 or 70 watts or something. Or no, it was reading like 75 watts or something like that. We got it to reduce by 30 watts though. I think I might have fried my stereo board. I have to get another one. We're gonna do the experiment next time though.
Okay, no, that's amazing. And also here, notice when I put the Google Doc to the Grok, it didn't read it, so I'm using the Hive article now. I'm just gonna update that. Yeah, so I do definitely want to see the Wattman reduction one, because again, these things they're pretty straightforward. Like if this is right, this needs to be replicated by me first of all, and like everywhere, because this is magical stuff there.
Yeah, really the most complex part of the process is making the coil, and
Yeah.
I have all the videos out there that I made, simplifying the process and explaining it step by step. We have workshops on my channel that I literally go from start to finish in building a coil with everybody. So
Amazing. And how much is the cost of you in the material cost? How much is it? Like how much coil? How much wiring does it take for you to do that?
I would say anywhere from 120 to 160 bucks, depending on the size of the coil. It could be above 200
Okay.
for the cost. For a small one though, maybe about 150 bucks.
Oh, and then
worth
how
of material.
and how long does it take to make it or take you to make it? Once you have
I'd say from start to finish, let's see, just the coil, the frame, and everything, I'd say about 10 to 15 hours,
Okay.
depending on the size. If it's small, it would definitely take me about 8 to 10 hours. If it's a big one, I want to take my time with it. It's usually going to take a little bit more time, but yeah, I'd say about 10 hours on average.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely need one of those made, and I want to incorporate it in my Hudson effect replication experiments once I get back on that, and like put it next to the Tesla coil, see what happens. Yeah, so anyway, so I have the grok table right here, and basically,
yeah, there's a lot of experiments you could do with the Tesla coil with the Vortex coil combined, and there's a lot on my roster that I haven't gotten to yet, but yeah, I would definitely suggest experimenting with the Tesla coil.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds good. No, I definitely will be, especially once I get my hands off on a Vortex coil. And also another question, Rodin is asking a lot. He's saying, does the wire gauge make any difference? I would assume so.
Yes.
Okay.
So the gauge does make a difference. That tells your system how much current you can carry. So depending on the type of system you want to make sure that the wire is thick enough to carry the current. If it's not, it will destroy the coil. But yeah, on average, we're using anywhere from 24 to 28 gauge wire, standard AGW.
Okay. Yeah. So that pretty much answers that. Yeah. Again, I'm looking at the grok one. I fed the entire phase 2 article that I made of your guide, and it's giving some other numbers. It's saying 25. So the efficiency rises to 5,000%. Where do you get these numbers from? This is.
So I see what I mean. Like this is a rabbit hole inside a rabbit hole. You can be lost. Trust me, I have been lost in these numbers for weekends and weekends and weekends trying to like make sense of it. If you can,
Yeah,
that would be great. But I'm just telling you, I couldn't.
No, but
So
the thing is,
I kind of boiled it down to I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. Like numbers, I understand numbers like the back of my hand. Okay. So
yeah, so you're better with numbers, so you might be able to make sense of some of this.
well, that's
I
the
gave
thing,
you all the
like,
numbers.
no,
like maybe
yeah.
we can break it down. I don't know.
I know.
I'm not
yeah, but when you see
I'm not
something
a
like this,
professional in metrology.
yeah.
So
No, but when you see something like this, 25 times. This is 25x. So we're doing yeah, it's saying literally 2500.
I mean, but yeah, if you think about it, I do have the fucking efficiency of the inverter. I know the efficiency of the inverter. I meverted it, right?
Okay, yeah.
I measured the input and the output. I measured the inverter adjusted for the brightness. Like
Okay.
I have a lux meter
Can you
to get the brightness exactly the same as the output of the lightning thief. So it's
Well-
exactly the same. And it lasted 15 hours with my system and 3 hours with the other system. I just don't see,
Yeah.
like how that's empirical to me.
No,
Like
that
that's
is, that is.
visual confirmation of something.
No, definitely. So that's one way with time. But have you tried increasing the load on the Vortex Coil, or is it not able to increase the load?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Like there's a lot of questions I still have about the system, like what it's capable of.
Yeah.
I don't think this current system is capable of doing much more unless I make some adjustments, maybe to the capacitance,
Yeah.
maybe to the size of the coil and the gauge, the size of the gauge, the gauge of wire or whatever. There are a lot of variables that I just, I have a lot of questions too. So, and I tell people, because I get, comments and questions all the time, like when I'm gonna, come out with new videos, and like when am I gonna, research this, and what I just tell people right now, just please be patient with me. I am still working in the background, just really slowly. I am going to therapy, being evaluated for, complex post-traumatic stress disorders. So there is
Oh wow.
a lot going on behind the scenes that most people don't know, that I'm struggling with. So on top of this research, it's going to be a slow process, right? But I'm
Okay.
still working on it. Like I haven't given up.
Okay, okay, yeah, thanks. And I didn't know about that personal stuff there. Do you mind sharing, or you keep that just keep it private? Is there like anything I should know about, or no?
I mean, it's basically kind of like been a hindrance on my ability to output content for the channel.
Okay,
That's really all I have to say about it. It's
yeah. Because I was thinking, yeah,
something that
I was thinking,
yeah.
because I was thinking post-traumatic. Is that like I was thinking, are you in the army or anything? Because they have a lot of
No, so
Okay.
PTSD is different than complex PTSD.
Oh, okay.
Um, think of PTSD as like one single traumatic event,
Mm-hmm.
whereas complex trauma in a childhood,
Oh wow.
is repeated,
Mm-hmm.
abuse. So
Okay. Yeah, it's tough to hear, but yeah, hopefully you get through that. And one thing, if for medical stuff, have you ever heard of German New Medicine? That's pretty much the philosophy of medicine that I follow. Have you heard of
no, I haven't. What is it?
German New Medicine? It's basically it's like uh, it's like a new viewpoint of cancer or just disease in general, and they're basically symptoms of biological conflict shocks. So it's like so for example, like let's say there's a one example is yeah, basically every single cancer patient, for example, if you look at their personal history, they probably all had some very acute, specific biological shock. Like let's say a mother,
So
her
some
child
kind of
died.
physical trauma.
No, not necessarily physical. It could be something,
Oh,
some
like emotional trauma.
anything, biological, something that's threatening to the person's well-being or familyhood or whatnot, or even
Hmm.
devaluing or how they value themselves. Um, so for example, we could even do a grok.
I guess you could
Yeah.
boil that down to like a manifestation of negative energy to some extent, right?
Well, this is the way to this is like a framework that helps explain why just that whole like some people get better through the placebo effect and all that, but like what is a placebo effect? It's just your body.
Yeah, what is this? It's literally mind over matter, right? That's what the placebo effect is.
Well,
So
it is.
that's an interesting point you raise.
No, it is, but in German medicine, placebo effect is just your body healing. It's just, but when you have the opposite, where you think something's about gonna happen, that's a conflict shock in itself. Like fear is a shock where your body, like to give you an example, so let's say you're running away from a lion, right? What usually happens if like imagine because basically imagine you were back in a day when you're a caveman and you're running away from like someone trying to kill you, some animal. So what happens is your body goes into an emergency fight or flight mode, but all your organs, all your mind is focused on that one problem. So what happens is your lungs start pushing more and more. They expand. Your heart expands just pumps more and more blood, and more oxygen out. So you're going overdrive. So you're actually tearing a lot of cells. And then once you escape, let's say you go find a cave and hide somewhere. And the reason I'm talking about the caveman stuff is we're still biologically the same, but then our conflicts are different. They're more psychological. But anyways, so your body goes through an emergency program just to survive. Once you survive, what ends up happening is that's when all the symptoms come on of like where you feel fever, your body slows down, and you have no energy anymore because you use all of that to escape to solve your conflict, and then you have all the symptoms of disease your lungs. Well, mainstream would say you have an infection or whatever, but usually what happens is your body's just recovering, and usually they need to produce a whole bunch of cells and clean it all up, and then also tear it up as well, like tear up all the clean up all the debris and all that. So the mainstream would think there's an infection, or even if it's cancer growth where you're growing extra cells, it's typically from the like conflict phase. But anyways, once you recover, that's when you get all the symptoms of quote sickness, and similar to
Well,
it's
a scientific fact that repeated anxiety and triggering like your nervous system, like fight or flight, like with what happens with me.
yeah.
On
No, definitely.
System.
Yeah.
It's a fact that, you know, constantly triggering that fight or flight response can increase your inflammation, like, and literally cause you pain.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, it's something that people with anxiety have to, you know, face a lot, you know, inflammation in their joints and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send you this link if you want.
Audio just,
So I actually uploaded. This was the Dr. Reich.
my headphones died.
Okay. But I'll send you a link right here. So definitely, I highly recommend anyone and everyone to let me know when you're back.
Second.
So I sent you a link. Let me know when you're back.
My headphone died.
You can't hear me, or can I? I can hear you.
No, I can hear you now.
Well, I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Okay, yeah. So I just sent you a link. This is so I have a second channel called MES Truth where I upload like other people's stuff. I actually uploaded one of the first videos I uploaded there was 4 years ago. Definitely watch this lecture if you have time. 2.5 hours on German New Medicine. This is the psychological link of cancer, and so on. And then another pro tip is whenever there's any sort of symptoms either I have or others, I always ask. I always make a table for the 3 main ones. Just to give you an example here. So for example, I'll make one. But anyways, so definitely watch that link right here, and I have more info on this. Yeah, this is they explain it from here, and it was founded because the cancer doctor, he had developed cancer once his son died, like unexpectedly, and he attributed the like he thought it was related to that, and he checked every single one of his patients, and every single one had some sort of related conflict. So for example, a mother might get breast cancer.
And see, that's kind of like a link that I don't think like a mainstream study would take into account, right? Like that's something like I don't think most people would think to look into, honestly, but that's interesting.
Yeah, so my brother actually works at the hospital. He's in the emergency care unit as a respiratory therapist, and I told him every single person has cancer, check their history, and he's like, yeah, you're right, every single one. And he also now suspects, like, let's say because he deals with a lot of like car accidents and whatnot. So what he like, let's say there's a car accident, you could pretty much guarantee like around that family there's going to be a bunch of people getting cancer, depending on how emotionally linked they are to that person died. For example, a mother losing a child, typically that's all that's the new fight or flight is for them. So that you need to solve it somehow, and typically it goes away if they have another child or they figure out whatever the problem is. But anyways, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna make a table comparing mainstream medicine, terrain theory. Have you heard of terrain theory or no?
No.
So terrain theory is kind of more like so mainstream medicine is basically virus, etc., and virus and genetics, everything that just happens because it happens, and take these pills and whatnot. Terrain theory is kind of like the environment you're in. It kind of like it detoxifies you, or you need to detox. In German New Medicine, is more of the psychological, which again, it's the only one I think that can like, where your mindset plays a role, for the diagnosis of what do you call it, of complex, what is this thing called, complex post-traumatic stress.
Yeah.
Stress disorder. And what's interesting is I told a friend about German medicine, and she actually said that was like the best thing that ever happened to her, because she was going through some emotional stuff there. And also, I want to ignore any they should be, yes, anyways, it's thinking about it. Complex PTSD. And there's some websites that you could search learning GNM. I think that's like .com, learninggnm.com, or learning. It's the only one. It's like learning GNM. think learninggenome.com, something like that. But yeah, so mainstream, there's some quote debunkers. I just gonna, because it's the only real one. Search index. Okay, while Grok's doing its own thing. Anyways, it's doing its own thing. It's gonna be a pretty. I have a quick mode, so I mean I have an auto mode, so it might take longer just to find it out. PTSD, and see stress. I think there's a post-traumatic stress. Okay, there's a post-traumatic stress one, and it basically, and you could read it, see if it relates to your situation, and so on. And also and what's interesting is it's like you can correlate the stuff in the brain with the actual body, and also which if someone's left-handed or right-handed, that also affects which part of their body or brain gets stuff. Anyways, while Grok does this thing, and then we'll read it. Okay, there it is. So mainstream CPTSD is a distinct mental health disorder stemming from prolonged or repeated trauma, characterized by core PTSD symptoms. Whoops, what just happened? Yeah, symptoms plus disturbances in self-organization, DSO, such as emotional dysregulation, negative self-concept, interpersonal difficulties that is formally recognized as ICD-11. Yeah, so again, that's kind of what mainstream is categorized, and so on. And then you'll see terrain theory. It says primarily addresses physical health, but extends holistically to mental health, being CPTSD. Yeah, so it's more physical manifestations of an imbalanced internal terrain burdened by chronic stress, unresolved trauma, and lifestyle. And then German medicine, it's not a disorder, but as a biological special program. So basically, you're still inside a conflict, often manifesting as mood alterations, depression, or psychotic episodes from territorial conflict. So that's another one. Territorial one. Symptoms like re-experiencing trauma are seen as tracts. That's another part where if people are, if there's any object in it that brings up the trauma, even if they didn't realize it, that sometimes getting rid of something that was just bringing up different parts of your history. Okay, anyways, shock and a terminal. Okay, this is saying some bunch of mumbo jumbo here. Yes, anyways, you can go in and read this and see on your own, but definitely watch that video if you have time. And again, it's one of the best things I learned, just because now it's like when someone says, if a doctor says you have this XYZ, like I literally don't care. even if I do, I literally don't care. So that helps. So there's the Grok one. Anyways, I do want to get on topic though, but yeah, so we have so I think as I said before, basically I want you on the show basically periodically, just to get these experiments in. I think it will help force both of us to get it in there. Okay, Darren Adams says, "Hey Matt, how are you? I'm good. How are you?" And anyways, are you still there, Ben? Or the audio is gone?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
It is,
Do we have any other questions? I know you were reading off questions.
Yeah, no, it's just Matt, how are you? I think it was just Rotary Matrix. Was just not. There's no more questions there. Is there any other? There's no other questions. But yeah. Yeah, so I think, like I said before, I think every quarter of the year, that'd be good to get the experiments. But we definitely need the experiments. And you were working today, right? So was that just all of a sudden, or what was the?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in construction, so when they want to pave and get it done, they work on Saturdays. I don't normally work on Saturdays, but it was kind of like a last minute thing.
Okay.
So yeah, like everything that I did here was like last minute. I didn't have time to prep and test the experiment out. I did all that right before we went live and discovered, oh, something's wrong here. So I'm like, well, we can't do this tonight.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Well, something like that. If you can tell me in time, we could always move it to another one. And but it's not a big deal. I learned. I think when you were setting up, I learned quite a bit about this. Again, using the cool thing about AI is you can literally ask it questions, so things you don't know, even if it's on the ballpark. But again, these 5,000%. So another part is, again, yeah, back on this, and then we can. I think we can end the show in another 13 minutes. Just fit my timer if you're okay. I just want to keep asking about this stuff here.
Yeah.
Based on like to see what kind of experiments we could do to validate it. That's kind of what I'm focused on. Because like
if you can ask it, what else can we do to validate this? Like I don't know what else to do.
Well, it's saying here
other than have somebody else build the system and see for themselves that it works.
Yeah. So in my mind, there's because one thing you're doing is you're doing based on time, so you're getting it over like let's say 15 hours or so. If you can get the same amount of hours, so try to lower that to the same hours as the inverter, the normal one, but increase the load. So the question is, can you get sustained increased load for the same everything?
I could try that too.
So that's kind of what I
I'll-
mean. It's like, so basically try to lower the time it takes by adding
Not holding
load.
a charge for very long.
Yeah. So then.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. No, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me? Okay, I think you can't hear me. I can hear you. I can.
Speakers aren't working properly.
Okay, so I can hear you. You can't hear me. Okay, so we have lost them there, but I'm gonna ask. Okay, also Grok says build per diagrams, measure with multimeter voltage cross tube current from battery during 12K. Okay. Okay, simulate via code for resonant frequency or analyze specific load or test. Let me know. This open source approach makes it exciting. Okay. All right, so we've lost them there. I'm gonna go and make a table of suggestions to validate the over unity potential. Okay, so I can't hear you still. Oh, can't.
I'm here. I had
Oh
to
no!
switch my-
I actually said I can't hear you, not can. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, what I was saying is yeah, try to add load, and then here according to Grok says to verify build per diagrams. I'm not sure what it means. A measure with multimeter voltage across tube current from battery during 12 to 18 kilohertz sweeps. And then I'm asking now, make a table of suggestions to validate over unity potential, such as adding extra load, etc. Okay. Yeah, so basically the question is, yeah, like you were saying, there's a lot of experiments we could do. Yeah, but the thing is, we have like, if this is real, we have literally, I think as you called it, the holy grail of
Right.
so,
Well,
yeah.
you also need to ask Grok. Okay, so what are we measuring? The DC or the AC? Because we're getting we're not just getting a AC ripple, right? Which is just like a byproduct of a joule thief normally. We're getting a strong AC, like 200 or so milliamps. So do we measure the DC, the AC? Do we combine them? Like how are we supposed to measure this shit?
Well, that's
Do we use multimeters that are digital, analog? I've got both. I just, like that. These are a lot. There's a lot more variables that
No, I agree.
that we need to put in here.
No, I agree. But one thing you could do, especially with AI, especially with the way I work, is the more data, the better. So as many different measurements, you put them all in a just a table.
Yeah, sure. I'll
and then I'll
I have
I can
all
feed
that.
into
I'll take new measurements and I'll give you all that data for sure. But just we have to, in the back of our minds, also keep an understanding is this isn't a normal type of energy. So like John Bedini used to emphasize, if you're trying to measure negative electricity, you have to do it with analog meters. And digital meters won't give you accurate readings. So, that has to be a variable we have to consider as well.
Yeah, but that's an interesting question on its own, though. Because again,
right?
Yeah. But the thing is, we're dealing with this is why
your guess is as good as mine.
No, I know, but the thing is, we're dealing with like hundreds of percent above. Like we're not dealing with like 102% where we need to be accurate.
Right.
We're dealing with
That's exactly right. We're not just seeing like, oh, it's showing 101% or it's showing like 5,000% in the numbers. That's a huge amount.
That's the thing. What I'm trying to say is like that alone. It's like, okay, yeah, obviously replication. If others can replicate, that's important. But the main one is just yeah, main one is if I can get a hold of this stuff. Anyways, so here's what Grok says. Made a table: precise input, output, energy measurement. Use high accuracy multimeters, watt hour meters, or data loggers. That's another thing. Yeah, definitely to get the data. Purpose to exact. Okay, possible outcome. If output consistently exceeds input by 100%, supports over unity. If it's less, then it's not. Okay, this is here's a whole table. I'll send you the link there. You can go and so you can see the whole stuff I made here. So I'll send you this full.
Yeah, step-by-step guide it, Grok. Come on, over unity for dummies.
Yeah, no, but I have a table right here. You can also ask it to make it step by step, but I like table because you can see it side by side. So here's add extra load. This is the one I want to see because it gradually increase the load.
We could definitely do that.
Yeah, so
Part of the reason why, though, I think the LED panel is so efficient with the system is, again, remember we have to take into account the capacitance alters the frequency. So if we're trying to keep in resonance or a harmonic of the resonance, depending on the capacitance, it could be within the harmonic or it could throw off the resonance. So there might, I haven't taken apart the panel yet, but I think there's a capacitor in that LED panel at some value that is perfect for the system. And when I feel comfortable enough, when I have an extra panel or something, I'll take it apart and we'll figure that out. But
I definitely
so that capacity, so just as long as the resonant frequency remains a harmonic of the as long as the frequency remains a harmonic of the resonant frequency, then we should be okay to add as much as we want theoretically.
Okay. No, basically what you're saying is if you're adding load, it affects the resonance. So, but I was thinking, is there a way to generalize that? So, like you mentioned capacitor. Is there a way to have it's always the exact same resonance? It goes to, let's say, some sort of capacitor bank or whatnot, and then that uses that's the setup that you go and connect to like multiple. Instead of using the LED like panel, just use separate light bulbs that are using the exact same one for the other one. So like instead of running one, you run like 10, so you can count with your finger. So
there is also
is that a way of doing it? Also, where you can just charge.
There's also the option to replace the light source entirely and just use a cap bank. I do have a cap bank we can test that with. I haven't done that yet, but just attaching a cap bank as the load. As long as it remains in the harmonic, we should be able to dump some of that energy in the cap bank and then use it for whatever the hell we want,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shouldn't affect the system at that point,
Yeah, and that's the thing because we're dealing with 500 to 5,000% over unity possibility. So like that's what I'm saying. It's like if there's somewhere you can minimize or just simplify the entire process where you can go and plug in 10 different or 20 different or 100 light bulbs, where it doesn't affect the resonance because it's being bypassed using that capacitor bank or whatnot. And so or like a battery.
There's two ways of going about it. The traditional way is to grab a bucket, and like a cap bank is just grabbing a bucket and storing some of the energy, right, to dump it into a load. Another way is just choose the load very precisely and make sure you don't waste any energy or waste as little as possible. So those are our two options. I mean, we can do either or.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever's easiest. But again, like I was saying, if there's a way to make it so that it's just very, very simple. There's no you don't need to worry about the resonance change.
Yeah, and supposedly, and I do want to do this. I do want to have this cracked by this winter this time because last time I didn't get it solved in time. But there is a way to do induction heating with the coil, and I would like to solve that so I can get some, like cheap heating in my apartment. So because the most expensive thing to power my unit is the heater.
Okay.
Yeah, the AC unit.
Okay, that's cool. So
we'll try to work on that. I think I'll make that a priority right now, simply because it's more practical for me to,
if you're using that, but you can start selling it off. So like that reminds me of this video from this Dr. Erwin Moon. So he actually fried an egg using this high voltage AC induction mumbo jumbo, but it doesn't burn the paper. Have you seen this video before? He could cook it, but it doesn't burn the paper. Like, can you explain this?
That's weird.
Well, I think it's like a microwave. I think it's like a microwave, but I don't know. I don't know if this is how safe this is, but this is. We'll play this video and then pretty much we can end this show shortly after this video. I just want to show you this one and what are your thoughts on this because you're an expert electromagnetic experimenter. All right, play this right here. So Dr. Erwin Moon fries an egg on a cold stove using high voltage AC.
Another example.
Stove. Wow. They're using voltage.
Yeah.
Several
Well,
thousand
Yeah, just watch the video here. It's pretty
It's-
funny. Yeah, go on. Okay, I'll play it here.
watts of power.
What would you have any? What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something before I cut you off?
I was gonna say, you know, the pan acts as a conductor, right? But the paper is an insulator, so that's not gonna, you know, conduct any electricity. So it's not gonna get that hot,
Mhm.
other than the surface that's getting hot on top of it, you know.
Yeah. So basically, it's like just normally. Rodin matrix says, isn't it just induction transference? Yeah, probably. But again,
But it makes you wonder, why don't we cook things with voltage? Like,
Yeah.
is it's a possibility, but we don't do it. I don't know.
yeah. So we'll just play
that
it.
spark.
We'll see what he does here.
If we replace the spark gap with a copper coil, the same power now flows through the coil. It's invisible, has no effect on many substances, but it can generate a lot of heat. Wood, paper, things that we think of as being quite inflammable are not affected at all. However, a piece of steel wool bursts into flame instantly.
He's not even wearing glasses. He's not even wearing glasses, but he keeps going. What? He's not even wearing.
no PPE at all.
Well, it gets worse when I'll show you what he does after.
Did you ever fry an egg on a coal
Yeah.
stove?
Yeah, it's wild.
It's no trick at all if you have the right equipment. This is a cold hot plate. And because it's cold, you can make it out of wood, if you like. Just be sure that there's a coil of wire inside and that you connect that coil to a high voltage alternating current source. The rest is easy. As long as we're being different, we'll use motor oil instead of Crisco.
Motor oil. All right, and then eggs and motor oil.
The egg fries very quickly, but the stove remains perfectly cold. In fact, if you wish, just to keep it handy, you can fry your egg on the morning newspaper. With a gadget like this, you can get up in the morning, sit on the stove, read the morning newspaper, and fry the eggs in your lap.
He's holding
Another
it while
example
it's
of the fact
connected. He must be like grounded or something.
Yeah, but yeah, he gets worse. We'll show one more of him. The guy gets like you thought that was wild. Look what he does here. Now he has this one here. Sends 1,000,000 volts of electricity through his body.
Oh my god.
This one here, 1.65,000 hertz. So apparently he uses a skin effect or whatever. It makes you always give like a magical term, skin effect. I'm like, that's still magic, okay?
Let's take another look at that
So he has a.
million volts.
He has it right here. Yeah. So
Permit the voltage to
he takes off his shoes now, and then he puts these on so that the discharge goes through his fingertips.
It is necessary to provide metal caps for my fingertips to prevent serious burn and to provide points of discharge for the high voltage. Power. Lights.
This guy's dramatic.
Oh wait.
Look at that. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. And it goes right here.
Now, if there's any question in your mind about the amount of power that 2x4 on fire,
I guess 2x4.
power,
What did you do today at work?
Yeah, that's it.
on.
And it burns like it's turning.
Wow.
All right, so there's our experiment ideas. We're gonna test out the Vortex Coil by putting your hand in there. See if it turn it to. All right, so that's the experiment we'll be doing. And the other one is, again, if you can get a experiment, just film it with a tripod. I'll upload it to my channel as well. Like it'll be on one of these experiments thingy. So I uploaded one today. This one here. But yeah, so again, bombshell info is here at MES. Yeah, and yeah, definitely check out the German medicine and Hutchinson stuff. I'll send those links. Let me know if you need anything Also, or if you want those weed edibles from Nancy, just give me an email and I'll get those.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, did you cut off again? I think you cut off. Okay, now also blind testing control with standard coil. Oh, okay, here's another one. Okay. This one here. Okay, you're gone again. Can't hear you again. Okay, last thing, and then
Nope.
yeah. Okay, I can hear you. I can hear
you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we're back. And then here's another possible control experiment you could do. Is build a parallel system replacing the vortex coil with a standard toroidal coil. Same turn, wire gauge, and compare runtimes efficiencies. So that's another thing. Have you compared it with a standard coil?
So, I mean, the inverter has a standard coil in it already, but no, we could do that. We can, make a standard coil and try to hook it up to the Joule thief.
Yeah,
But
those are separate. But again, even then, it will just be like, even if it doesn't show anything, it probably wouldn't. But
right,
which is good though. Which is good though.
we do have another example of a different coil being used with the lightning thief, which is the lumen lamp. It's basically it's the same circuit, just with a different coil.
Yeah.
So and I've shown you the the waveform is similar but not exactly the same.
Yeah, no, I understand. And then the other part is there any way I can actually pay you to send me a coil that I could try to do these experiments as well? Because
So I
Yeah.
hesitate saying yes just until I have an extra coil I can send you.
Okay.
But when I do have an extra coil, yes, you can definitely pay me to send you a coil.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I'll
I'll
buy
let
one.
you know I'm working on making more.
Okay, yeah,
So-
definitely want to get one because like the way I do my experiment is like it's literally how these suggestions Grok's saying. That's literally what I would be saying to myself because like I
Right.
go step by step. Like I go one thing. So like this goes back to my gyroscope experiments. So I would do it here. Here's rising. Here it is. Just a smooth setup. I do basically any type of variation. So here's one rising on ice. Here's rising. No, here's just a steeper incline. Here's one with the casing spins. Here's the over unity torque. This is again, it's 1000x over unity. There's just no way around it. And then this basically I keep going one step at a time, and then builds up a giant repertoire of data. And this one's actually one of my favorite ones. This is the I'll play this last one and then end the stream. But yeah, it's basically step by step of the vortex one. Build up each time until you get to the point where you're confident in saying that yeah, it's 1000x over unity. Like this right here is just stupid right here. Okay, look at the angle this is at. 74 degrees. Can you see that right there? 74 and 74 degrees. Yeah. So 74 degrees,
Wow.
and it just goes.
Yeah.
This is just like absurd. This is absolutely absurd. I'll make it double speed. I'll increase the speed just so. I'll increase the speed just so we're. Yeah. So. Again, this is just absurd. It's absolutely absurd. It's like, all right, and all right. So whatever you call that, I call that anti-gravity. Anyways, that's yeah, and it keeps going on. And some other ones I have with like on a needle and going up and so on, and so on. Yeah. So and then that's the name of the game. I'll be. That's why I'm just doing this output machine, just going one step at a time, and basically so you can conclude each video. I do a conclusion. So, anyways, that's all for that, and yeah. So yeah, anything else you want to speak about, Ben?
No, that's it. I got to get going actually, so it's
Yeah.
probably good that we wrap up here.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. And I'll try to figure out what in the world this Blosh wall is doing there. Anyways, yeah. So that's yeah. So yeah, that's great.
I would
great.
ask John Hutchinson. He would know.
Oh, okay. I'll send it. Okay. Yeah, it's note that it's Hutchison. A lot of people get mistaken and put an N in there. I think you said Hutchinson. There's no N, so Hutchison. So I initially I called him Hutchinson as well, and then I realized, wait a second, there's no N. And also Nancy gets mad if people call him Hutchinson. So if you ever message Nancy, make sure the spelling is correct. There's no N, otherwise that's bad news bears.
Yeah,
Alright.
I know. I had a spelling error in one of my videos.
Yeah. Just make sure.
I didn't
Especially if you,
realize it until I put it out.
yeah, especially if you contact Nancy. Nancy actually sent me an email saying, "Hey, this person, this other person that was on my show before, not you, it was someone else." To say it's like, how come they spelled his name wrong? Hutchison did it. I'm like, okay, apologies. Anyways, yeah. So that's all for today. And yeah, thanks for being on the show, Ben. And yeah, so we'll rendezvous again, and hopefully the lab is back up and running. All right. Can you hear it? I was gonna say anything else you want to say to the audience? I'm gonna head out. All right, Ben.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me? I was gonna say anything else you want
Oh,
to say.
yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the audience? And yeah, we'll rendezvous in later when you have a
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be grabbing a new stereo amp, and I'll let you know about that
Yeah.
next podcast that we do.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully the lab is up and running, and yeah, you're not busy with work and so on. And yeah, we could try to replicate some of these Grok suggestions, which is pretty good to have. All right, sounds good. And yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for joining. And yeah, so Ben, have a good one. I'm gonna hang up the call right now and end the stream. And then yeah, you can also
Yeah, thanks for having.
Yeah, and
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll send you a link to download the stream if you want to re-upload on your channel as well. And next time I'll make sure it's fixed for make sure it's streaming on yours as well. Because again, it just didn't even give me a warning. It just randomly removed it. That was bogus. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So thanks for joining, and yeah, have a good day. All right, adios, Ben.
Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, you too. Have a good weekend. All right, ciao. All right. Okay, guys. So he is he's and stream guys. And thanks for joining. And have a great weekend, everybody. All right, send it there and send it here. And yeah, we'll get it next time when he has the lab set up and so on. Anyways, end stream in 3, 2, 1, end stream. All right, and stop recording.